What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys, and of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere at My Cowboys Family, and of course, hop in the Discord, link for that's in the description box down below. And as we get rolling here tonight, guys, of course, kicking off a brand new week, we have to shout out, some new people representing, or some familiar faces representing once more on the MCF board.
Yeah, we're going to open that up in a minute. I want to remind everybody, family's literally trickling in as we're talking here, so we will have a shorter stream, probably not many streams this week, or next week, partially. So think of this as a 2-week kind of, run for the top of the title board here. So as we have our winners, yeah, it's going to be a little 2-week streak rather than a 1-week thing. But appreciate everybody who has dropped the love and the After Dark sessions, which will be very limited the next 8 days. And, of course, the Cowboys chat segments, which starting a new week, but it will be very limited this week. Of course, if CeeDee Lamb gets the extension, we sign some big name free agent, we're going to be live one way or the other with our phones or whatever. But we will be obviously very busy the next 7 to 8 days with family in town and going out doing stuff around outside of the area. So we will be obviously trying to get as much as we can with Cowboy news, info, and updates. It is the slow time of the year. And, hey, perfect timing because our family, our actual close families here to spend a little bit of the summer here with us. But either way, we'll be tracking everything Cowboys. And, hey, we got a couple of things to talk about tonight about our Dallas Cowboys as we go over yesterday and today's kind of breakdowns of what went down in Big D. But first, like you said, we got to shout out the people repping the boards. And you say, hey, some new faces, not really the same old faces when it comes to the sponsor of the week. It's the man, McLovin, in the house.
A huge shout out to the man, McLovin, like you said, representing back-to-back as the sponsor of the week, representing back-to-back as the Cash App King as well.
Both of those like our 90s Cowboys. Even though he's a Dolphin fan, he knows which is the best team. It's that star over everything, right? McLovin, go Cowboys. And, hey, he's now back-to-back. He had a 2-week streak last week. Had one who, took it over. Now he's going to have a chance to go another 2 weeks and try to take it for the entire month, for an entire month's span, basically. So much love to the man McLovin, mainly on the After Dark sessions. He's going to get himself a bonus raffle entry. I'll explain in a minute. We also have Mark Hosepian, all the way from Hawaii. Aloha. And go Cowboys. He's still representing it with 13 points on the Stream Boss. Big shout out to Mark Hosepian, all the way from Hawaii. And, hey, still I think he had the board for the last 2 weeks up there as the
a lot of back-to-back representation this week, right?
Mark Hosepian continues his streak. And, by the way, he did win one of these Sponsor of the Weeks this past month, so he will have a raffle entry for this month's raffle. We're going to do that tonight, so we'll get to that as well. And if you look above, it's the gifting board. And right now, of course, there's nobody gifting yet. It's a brand new week. Today's the first day of our week. But the gifting champion is Jet Li 44. Baby, guess what? Another back-to-back like our 90s Cowboys. Much less that's Jason Renfro. You guys remember him. He had 4 on it, and he was able to take it down over Skeptical Fan last 2 weeks. And he's also the champion from 7 out of the last 8 weeks. So pure domination with Jet Li 44. And a back-to-back also for him. Will he go for a 3-peat? Right now, no one's on that board, so there's no leaders there. Will McLovin go for a 3-peat? Well, he currently is the leader in the Cash App and the Sponsor of the Week board. We also have Tammy Soltis, who's back in the membership of the Navy Blue Crew, and a bunch of basically Sunday night, Monday night After Dark sessions. So let me give some shout-outs there. McLovin in first place currently right now with Gloria and Mick in second place, tied for second. You got Daniel Berry Sports Highlights there in fourth, Marissa in fifth, and a bunch of others here in the mix here like Skeptical Fan, Adrian Payne, Cowboys Mosh on the board, Dave B. Big shout-outs to all you guys. Jet Li 44 also dropped a little love. So, hey, we're kicking off the week right. Thank you all. Whether it's in the membership side, it's the cash, it's the YouTube gifting membership side, the YouTube just membership. You can gift membership, you can jump into memberships, you can do the thanks, super chats. But there's 4 ways you can try to take not just the overall crown, but you can take that Cash App crown, baby. How are the ways you can do this? Like the After Dark side of things, they drop it this way. So that's why you usually see the Cash App King is usually an After Dark dropper there. So, baby, how do they support the channel through other ways outside of YouTube, so to speak?
You have, of course, the Cash App, #MyCowboysFamily, the Venmo at my-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, the Streamlabs link lets your comment show up on screen just like a Super Chat does.
Damn right. Now, a new week. Of course, McLovin repping the board there, but we have some same old, top-notch membership, family members here representing with us. And you know what's coming tonight. It's the star and over everything level memberships. Everybody in the star level gets an entry for this raffle, which is about 5 people, maybe 6 people. Yeah. And you got one person in the over everything membership, which gets over everything gets 2 raffle entries for these monthly raffles, and that is Seabass and that. And then you have, this time I think we have 5 weekly winners because we had to go the extra week. So 5 weekly winners here. I think we have McLovin twice, Jet Lee 44, Sco, and Marco Seppian, who get the other 5 raffle entries, so to speak. So it's going to be fun. It's at the end of the stream, so you want to stay tuned for that. And somebody to win one of these sewn and stitched jerseys, your choice. Any team, really. There's more choices with the Cowboys. Really, any sport. It's just less choices outside of the Cowboys. But Cowboys, we've only given away Cowboy jerseys here. So big shout-outs to the winner. It's going to be announced later tonight. Everybody in the star over everything and those weekly winners. Now, speaking of the top shelf membership, let's shout out. That's part of the perks here, guys. You're in that star level, over everything level. You get the nightly shout-outs because you make the thing go round here in MCF. So, baby, get down.
Thank you very much to Skeptical Fan, Jet Lee 44, Lincoln Kane, Marissa Sparkle, The Lunatic, and the man over everything, Seabass.
Hell yeah. And now, as we get rolling, we got our the intro done. Let's get to the shout-outs in the chat as we can get to some news, info, and updates for the last 2 days of our Dallas Cowboys.
Well, hey, we just shouted him out. The man himself, Seabass.
Hell yeah. Over everything.
Much love. Stick Aguilar 04, who, by the way, cracked me up with the line, Texans fans, peacing down. Speaking of, Leaside Harold. What is up? Thanks for joining us here. We have the man Taz. Disagree, but all good. Daniel Bayer Swears highlights. Have a great evening as well. Yeah. Eric Wallace, hello and hi. Texas Twister, much love. Stay safe out there on the road. 808 Cowboys 77 representing. You have, let me see, Jack Dong. Hey, Steve, he said Stephen Jones for president. So
you got some dong wrong with him.
Well, I mean, this current election year, he has a good chance.
Yeah.
Fuego bringing the heat. Freedom first, not first. But all good there. Asmodeus, much love. Ganja Man, hello and hi. Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical. Let me see. We got Kenzie Bands in the house. Yeah, that is horrible. I'm so sorry to hear about that, Kenzie.
We're here to take your mind off of it as best we can, brother. Sorry to hear that.
Especially so young like that. That's horrible.
No worries.
Definitely our heart goes out to you, of course, affected, with the rest of his family and friends and loved ones. So hopefully we can take your mind off things for a little bit here. We actually do have a few Cowboy things to touch on, right? Yeah. Our Cowboys decided to say, hold up, wait, we're going to actually do like a little something today.
We're going to start free agency in the UFL.
Oh, so Brandon, what's up? So, baby, let me go ahead and hand things off to you so we can start touching on some of these things.
Yeah. Let's get it rolling. So, first off, jersey sales, all right? New list that's been released today as far as the top 50 jersey sales list in the NFL. A new number one, and it's not a guy we like, from the Eagles, Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he's number one on this list right now from March 1st, 2023, I guess, to February 29th, 2024. So over a course of a year, basically, Jalen Hurts, the number one selling jersey. Number 2 is Jason Kelce. He's Eagles. What the hell's going on? Number 3, Patrick Mahomes. Number 4, Travis Kelce. Number 5, Christian McCaffrey. I'll talk about him in a minute. Number 6, Aaron Rodgers. Didn't even play last year. Joe Burrow. Number 7, banged up. Number 8, Brock Purdy. Number 9, Micah Parsons.
Hey.
And number 10, Justin Jefferson. Just got that deal. No, CeeDee Lamb. No Dak Prescott. Very interesting. What do you think, baby?
I was going to say, I think the only reason Jason Kelce is so high is because people probably got him confused for a while. All the Swifties just, hear Kelce and they bought the wrong jersey. But I'm guessing it has more to do with his retirement.
Jason's number 2, right? Jason Kelce. And retirement, and probably they got it because of the Kelce, right? Yeah. I agree with you on that. And then Travis Kelce's 4th. Swift connection there. But he was not number 1, which is kind of surprising, or Mahomes. It was Jalen Hurts. and Jason Kelsey, they must be some Eagle fans buying some very expensive jerseys out there that they shouldn't be buying, to put it that way. Anyways, even with all those guys, I mean, our only Cowboy in the top 10 list is Micah Parsons, which is kind of shocking a little bit, right?
That's the crazier part.
Not Micah, but no Dak, no CD, none of that.
Yeah, the fact that Micah beat out CeeDee Lamb, even, that's the one that gets me. Just because Dak, obviously, so many haters, right? But real quick, gotta shout out the man, Calvin Richard. Huge shout out to you, kicking things off on the official side of things here.
The first
with this $5
drop of the week,
holler.
Technically. So appreciate you, the 5 on it by Calvin Richard. What did the man say?
We are finally active in free agency.
He got my joke.
We just go to the UFL.
Yeah, we don't do NFL free agency. We do UFL free agency.
We're gonna try to scout out some future Cowboys, right? We got to go hit some high school exhibition games.
I'll say one thing, and we'll talk about it here. The one thing the Cowboys can do is do the undrafted stuff because they let McClay do his job, and they do good on UFL players. I mean, Aubrey, Turpin, both Pro Bowlers. I'm just saying, are we going to get one of these guys? Are we going to sign any of these guys? Are they going to be Pro Bowlers? We'll discuss it shortly.
Yeah,
shortly tonight.
It definitely feels ironic.
Yeah.
But ironic in like the Alanis Morissette song kind of way, right? Hello, real shit. Here to talk real football.
Yeah.
Right? Dallas Cowboy 92, much love. Stephen White, hello and hi.
Cowboy football. Hell yeah.
So, yeah, definitely, surprised to see Jalen Hurts so high on that jersey list. It's kind of
no Steelers, but not one Steeler on that list, by the way. No one cares about the Steelers, right? Right, real shit. Anyways, a couple of little pieces of NFL news. So Tom Brady's pants, his football pants, from his final game he ever played in the NFL, sold at an auction for $89,100. Yeah.
What about the sweaty jock strap? Like, what the hell? That's so random.
I'm only mentioning this not because of the money, $89,000 plus for his pants for the final game. It was a playoff game. Do you remember who they played in their final playoff game? Could it be the Dallas Cowboys? Knocking his ass out the fucking playoffs. Knocking him out of the NFL. The Cowboys get credit for that. Sorry, guys. But I'll say this. That was also, like, one of Dak's best games. I mean, here he is against the Bucs. We won in the playoff game, and Dak was just slicing and dicing. He was Tom Brady in this game. Tom Brady was getting sacked all over the place and pressured and
let's also
not playing well.
Fully fair here, and remember that Tampa had a very impressive defense at this point. Much more. I'm just saying, it was definitely more impressive than I think people either remember or give them credit for. Not saying they were somehow like the number one defense, but
their overall record
had a lot of very favorable matchups against Dak, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, their overall, team was not as good. They were like 8-9 or something, right? They got in the play, but they had Brady. They have a decent defense. They had some weapons, and we still just basically controlled the game and destroyed them. Anyways, Dak's best game. Tom Brady, in the playoffs. Tom Brady's worst, not worst game, but worst defeat. I get the final defeat. How about them Cowboys? Fuck Brady. Anyways, that was the game where he retired. He was retired by the Cowboys. Dak Prescott brought it that game. One of Dak's best playoff performances, leading to Tom Brady being knocked out the NFL and those pants being sold for $89,100. Now, I was talking about Christian McCaffrey a minute ago with the jersey sales, 5th best jersey sales for over the year. Today, EA Sports announced for their Madden 25 cover, 49er running back Christian McCaffrey. Not really a huge surprise there. A lot of people are saying, well, maybe CeeDee Lamb's making a run at it. No. It's good. It's McCaffrey on the cover official. He was the NFL rushing leader in yards last year. He was the 2023 Offensive Player of the Year. And, of course, now he's the Madden NFL cover athlete. It's being released on August 16th, 2024. So you can do your pre-ordering now if you want to get McCaffrey in the front cover. It's funny, in that cover, the Raiders are taking the first L of the season because they're running after him in the background. It's kind of funny. And they picked the Raiders out of, I don't know, they picked another team there from the Bay, so from that area, Vegas, whatever, but they hate each other. They were just kind of one-upping the Raiders on that cover there. So anyways, the Steelers, hey, real shit's in the house. You might care about this. The Steelers today announced that they have signed head coach Mike Tomlin to a 3-year extension. And I got to say, I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this for like 10 years. There was talk about him maybe getting fired some years back, like 5, 6, 7 years ago, 10 years.
I think it was actually even more recent than that.
A couple of times. The guy has never been an under 500 coach, I think, ever in his career. And now his contract runs through 2027. That's going to be, again, he's been with them for 20 years with this Steeler team, has a Super Bowl win. I think he's a great coach. I would have loved for him to leave the Steelers and come to the Cowboys. That's one of those few coaches I would like to see on the Cowboys. He's a real coach, a guy who can, knows of the players, but also is a hard-nosed coach. I would have liked to see him with the Cowboys years back. I know it wasn't going to come anytime soon. When he might have been, the first smells of him maybe getting pushed out of Pittsburgh, but he is he is the Steelers coach through 2027 for 3 more years, and that's that. Now, this is an interesting little pickup here because it doesn't involve a Cowboy, but tight end Mercedes Lewis. Mm-hmm. He's re-signing with the Chicago Bears for his 19th season. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because when it comes to tight ends, when it comes to most games played by a tight end in NFL history, Tony Gonzalez has 270, which is second best. Jason Witten has 271. So he's right now at 268. So he plays 4 games. He passes Jason Witten for the tight end that played the most games in NFL history. Yeah. So right now it is held by Jason Witten. But Mercedes Lewis, if he does play 4 games this year, right? By week 4, if he plays all 4 games, he'll have the record officially by himself. 3 games ties it, 4 games passes Jason Witten. The greatest Jason Witten there. But the truth is, he could make it. He could play. He could be inactive for a game or 2 as well. He might not even make the team. We have to wait and see what Mercedes Lewis can do. Can he hang? And if he does it mean that, again, older guy can get clipped up and hurt practice or training camp or preseason or regular season. Week 2, week 3, you might not see him again. I'm just saying, you never know. We'll have to wait to see. But again, Mercedes Lewis, if he plays in 4 games, then he will be, breaking the NFL historic mark by tight ends to play in the most games in history. So there you go. Mercedes Lewis still in the league, challenging Jason Witten's record. Now, mini camp. For us, it's over. We knew this, but there's still teams out there going through it, and there's some holdouts we're going to discuss. Or kind of holding out or staying away from mandatory minicamp, but no one's staying away. Calvin Richard ain't staying away. He dropped another 5 on it. The $5 holler by Calvin Richard. Woo. I want to know what the man had to say.
Cowboys do this every year, and somehow it seems to be working. Now, if we can get a couple of difference makers, I think we would have a Super Bowl.
Yeah, we passed on those difference makers earlier in the offseason, right?
Yeah, one of our biggest frustrations is, again, no one is trying to necessarily besmirch the strategy of the Cowboys because it obviously does work in a lot of ways, right? Mm. We have, more Pro Bowlers than basically ever, thanks to McClay. Obviously talent-wise and overall strategy-wise, I think we've been targeting a lot of smart, draft picks and things like that. The 1 to 2 scant free agents that we've signed, more or less, we're at least at, solid positions of need. Especially Kendricks is obviously kind of the favorite piece so far.
That's that he comes with. He comes with Zimmer. Usage. Well, he comes in with Zimmer. That's exactly. Like a connected thing there, in my opinion.
The whole point is that you can't expect to get to that point using one singular tactic, right? It has to be a multi-pronged approach, and we all sit here and see it. We're not miles away. We're minutes away. We only need that final little thing to get us past that hump. I don't think it's unfair to say that, coaching-wise and talent-wise and everything else-wise, this team is still poised to possibly go as far as they want. And by the way, Marco Seppian does only have 3 points there on that stream boss, just hanging on. Who's 3 again?
Brandon Cooks.
There you go, Cooks.
Yeah, it's Cooking.
Sorry,
Cooks.
So many number changes with all those weird number people.
Look, I wanted to actually answer his comment there, kind of address it. Much love to Calvin Richard, by the way. And yeah, the Cowboys do it every year, right? Somehow we get a couple really like diamonds in the rough rookies and undrafteds. Of course, the draft sometimes is messed up because to me it's too much Jones influence. But when you have McClay doing this thing with the undrafted, you see McClay doing this thing with the USFL guys. Yeah, we maximize our potential there, but where do the Cowboys fail? We fail in picking up the actual game changers. And I'm talking about Stephon Gilmore now. I'm talking about getting a guy in those first weeks of the offseason in March, when the new year starts and we have the free agent frenzy going. I'm not saying the Cowboys should go and break the bank. You get 1 or 2 players that are $8 million and $6 million. I don't give a damn about our players. We can afford them if we wanted to. If we got a couple of those players in those right spots, I agree with you, Calvin Richard. We would get over that hump.
Now
again,
versus
and that's the thing.
Even a few weeks after free agency starts.
We are setting ourselves up to not be able to catch up what we missed already. And I understand what Calvin, he's 100% right. If we invested $15 million in the first 2 weeks of free agency, I guarantee you we'd be a better team. I guarantee you we'd have better players. And I guarantee you, it might one year we might have a guy who breaks his leg or is a bust on those signings. But most of the time, you get $15 million put aside, spend it on some new players, and two, not 8 for 15. 2 players for $15 million or $20 million, and they can do it if they wanted to. They chose not to. Year after year after year. And we come up year after year, short. Is it Dak? Is it the coaching? Everyone wants to blame Dak. It's all of that. And it's mainly the front office with their lack of intelligent, futuristic outlook of this team. They're looking about saving money for the future, but not about winning a Super Bowl now. That's the fucking problem. They don't look for the overall picture. They look at how much are we saving now and how much will we save later. They're not looking at, hey, we can win now. And we can worry about saving later. That's it. And I'm with you, Calvin. We're in the same mindset there.
So, and hey, let me do some quick shout-outs. I see some more people rolling in here. We got Scorpio, Dallas Cowboys 92, Asmodeus in the house, Dustin Roberts, much love. And hey, Scorpio throwing this out there, saying, I hate to say it, the Ravens will win the Super Bowl because they picked up Henry.
I think there's other reasons they might not win the Super Bowl, but they've gotten a chance to win, a better chance to win a Super Bowl. Why? Because they made a move for a bigger name, a better player, a better overall player than we have in our running back stable right now. Let's just be real.
To throw it back to that whole jersey sales thing, again, another reason you're seeing Eagle players have, top 10 sold jerseys is because their team for the last handful of years has been consistently in the mix.
Also, Eagle fans are a bunch of fucking piece of crap bandwagon jumpers. Anyways, that's it. Anyways, back to it, guys.
Better grease the flagpoles or the light poles.
Yeah, and they get the horse shit ready to be eaten by the Eagle fans. Anyways, Aaron Rodgers, minicamp. Jets having minicamp this week, mandatory minicamp. He is officially not attending minicamp, and it is not excused. Usually we hear he gets excused. He was with the Jets last year, or he was with the Packers before. They always getting excuses to, allowed to leave the team, and he doesn't get fined. Not this year. Aaron Rodgers, per Saleh, said that his absence is not excused. Therefore, he is subject to get fined. And so again,
it sounds like they're very happy about the fact that he's not there.
Saleh said Rodgers had a previous engagement to an event that is, quote, important to him, end quote. It's probably some RFK thing. The point is, he's going to do something that is more important than him quarterbacking the Jets. That kind of feels, I don't know. It feels a little weird. But I would like to know what event he's going to. Is it like the crazy conspiracy person event? Because that's another thing he's into. Is that more important than quarterbacking the Jets?
It's still kind of crazy that, we're seeing even these types of comments, right? About their big star, Aaron Rodgers.
Who played 3 plays last year. So, Aaron Rodgers not the only Jets player. It's another guy who's formerly of the Eagles, by the way, and they traded him to the Jets. Their pass rushing star from the Eagles, Hassan Reddick, now is with the Jets, and he was also skipping mandatory Jets minicamp. I wonder if the Eagles knew he was going to hold out, or we know he wanted a bigger contract, so the Jets took a chance, and now they're kind of stuck with him. The Eagles made the right move again on that. That's Howie Roseman. And Reddick, not at mandatory Jets minicamp. So it was only him and Rodgers did not attend. Now, Reddick has not been at the OTAs, has had no contact with head coach Robert Saleh since he got traded to the Jets. That's even a worse situation for the Jets. And, no Rodgers. Rodgers is a superstar. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it does sound like the Jets are once again, back where they end up at some point or another in the pits of hell.
Yeah. So, now, former Cowboy. A couple former Cowboys. I think 3 former Cowboys I'm going to speak on here. Former Cowboys. Amari Cooper. Cleveland Browns having their mandatory minicamp. Amari, who's entering his the final year of that contract he got with the Cowboys. I know he got a restructure with the Browns. But he's on a contract year. He did not attend mandatory minicamp for today. Again, also no excuse, subject to fines, like CeeDee Lamb. Then we have the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have Randy Gregory now. I forgot that he was there. But he is the defensive edge rusher lineman, one of their guys there. And he had an unexcused absence for mandatory minicamp. According to Todd Bowles, he said, quote, we'll deal with it, end quote. Remember, Randy Gregory's in the middle of suing the NFL for medical marijuana usage he got fined for and lost time on the field
Not
so we'll
a
see.
great look.
Yeah, that's two Cowboys. Amari Cooper holding out. We got Randy Gregory holding out or not attending minicamp. Then we got Tyron Smith, who is there with the Jets. But more importantly, I'm talking about him because he spoke about the great Larry Allen. Tyron Smith said that the late Larry Allen was, quote, a big influence early in my career. He also had mentioned that Allen had visited the Cowboys camp, training camps, and offered blocking tips and different tips on the offensive line. He said that Larry Allen texted words of encouragement before games to Tyron Smith. And, Tyron Smith said, quote, it breaks everyone's heart that he passed away suddenly like he did. And we, of course, concur with those comments by the great Tyron Smith. Good luck to him over there with the Jets. But, I posted a little video of him looking good out there. We all know that, all it takes is one little, he's going to say he's in the best shape of his life. A little, and he's like 2 games in, he's going to be out for 4. So,
Aaron
we know
don't
that.
Deserve him protecting you.
Yeah, you don't deserve him, Aaron. Now, there's one guy out there I've been saying we got to look into as a cornerback depth. And I have a lot of names. We talked about Xavier Howard doing some crazy shit, sending stuff to his pregnant girl's son about her having herpes. I don't know. All this crazy shit going on with him, with as one cornerback, Xavier Howard. You got Stephon Gilmore, who the Cowboys not even looking at. I kept saying a name, Steven Nelson. I really like, kind of a low-key, under the radar guy. Today, veteran cornerback Steven Nelson is retiring after 9 years. So there goes that. I mean, I'm just chopping these names right off the cornerback list. So listen, it's just interesting to me that Steven Nelson, he said that he's walking away to spend more time with his pregnant wife, Monica, his family, and to pursue various business ventures. He's 31 years old. He had interest from a lot of teams, according to his agent. But he decided to end his career after 9 years. He played with the Chiefs, the Steelers, the Eagles, and the last 2 years he was with the Houston Texans. Kansas City made Steven Nelson a third-round pick in 2015. Now, he did not reject the idea of returning to the NFL if he got the right job or place if a cornerback spot opened up somewhere in the NFL. But for now, he intends to retire. He said, quote, I'll always keep my body in shape and will always be ready if the right opportunity comes, or I feel like the timing is right and my heart is into it, I'll do it. As of now, I think it's best for me to take a step back and just enjoy my family. That's the end of the quote. I just wanted to say one thing. I'm sure it's a lot of it to do with the family and all that stuff. I'm also sure he's probably getting offered $2 million and he wants to play for $6 million. I'm just telling you that that's probably the situation. Finding the right place that opens up, that means someone gets hurt. Someone needs a starting type veteran cornerback, and they're willing to pay more than $2 million for him. Because I'm telling you, that's why he's probably just saying, I'm not going to play. I'm just going to chill until someone needs me, and then I'll come back. Now, he's saying he's retiring. We shall see. Not a big deal, not a big name, really, but it's just a name I had tracked. And I just wanted to bring up a little bit of background info, a little updated information on him. We'll see how that goes. Is he done forever? Will he be back? Will the Cowboys ever take a shot at him? I doubt all those things. He'll never be. He's done, I think. But the right team opens up with the right money, he'll play again. Now, one last NFL note, and then I'm going to kind of go to more Cowboy-centric stuff. Mm-hmm. But this one actually is going to be extremely important to the Cowboys in the sense that it's UFL, the United Football League there, and I think that's what they're called, the United Football League. But they're basically, the UFL and the XFL combined to one league. And the Panthers, I'm not sure if they're the Michigan Panthers but they're expected, the Carolina Panthers are working out St. Louis Barnstormers, I guess, from UFL. Wide receiver, he's an XFL, actually, because he's on the XFL side. But he's the offensive player of the year in the UFL, Hakeem Butler, number 88, which I watched the St. Louis game, and he's huge. He's a big receiver. Good player, very good player. Was the offensive player of the year. The all-XFL pick. He was an all-XFL player, had 45 catches for a league-best 652 yards receiving. He also had 5 touchdowns for the Battlehawks, not Barnstormers. But an intriguing addition. Definitely, that's the guy that Wade Phillips said, I'm going to tell the NFL all about you, that you need to be playing in the NFL. That was like 2 days ago. Yeah. He's already, getting worked out. Not signed, but worked out by the Carolina Panthers. There's a bunch of other USFL players that are starting to come to work out to teams now. 4 of them coming to Dallas. And I'll bring that up shortly. I'm going to put that on pause But I wanted to, Hakeem Butler, good player, at least in the UFL. He's going to the Panthers to work out. He's not getting signed. Nobody's been signed yet. No one can officially sign until after the Super Bowl, I guess. Their Super Bowl on Sunday, Father's Day.
The point is that you're seeing, obviously, not just the Cowboys have a little bit of interest in some of these players. Mm-hmm. So definitely interesting to see if that continues to be, if the UFL hopefully sticks around and is able to continue to grow. I'm sure you'll see a lot more teams.
It's like a farm league. It's like the D League in basketball. It's like the minors. That's what it reminds me of, this UFL kind of thing, which is good. It's all right. You can pluck players from here that can do you good. I mean, we had 2 of them, and they're both Pro Bowlers. So
I was gonna say, again,
can't complain.
Imagine taking 2 minor league baseball players and turning them into
whatever
the baseball equivalent is for a Pro Bowler.
Yeah. So again, an All Pro. Here's the thing. We'll talk about those UFL guys in a minute. I got all the info you wanted them, and the guys we're not signing yet, working out. But let me first tell you where you might see some of these UFL guys, some of our rookies, some of our players. Mm-hmm. It's going to be in preseason, in a game situation, a game setting. The NFL, remember we talked about the nationally televised games?
Yes.
There was like 4 or 5 of them in those 3 weeks of preseason. None of them were Cowboys.
Yep.
Then there's the NFL Network, who has their own slate of like half the games they try to get on there. And so, hey, sometimes you get lucky. Most of the time we get a couple games on the NFL Network and usually 1 national game. But we didn't get any national games for preseason. NFL Network, they announced they're going to carry 21 live preseason games. And they're going to have they're trying to demonstrate a heavy emphasis on rookie quarterbacks.
Okay.
So they basically have all 3 Bears games with the new quarterback, Caleb Williams. They also have a triple header in week 1, a quadruple header in week 2 and 3. So they're going to have football all day. And how about the live ones? They also do the replays later on. But which are the live games? So, of course, we know the Hall of Fame week is like week 0. Week 1, they're going to, when it comes to the Cowboys, that's all I care about. The Cowboys are going to be playing Sunday, August 11th, and it is going to be on the NFL Network.
Okay.
Cowboys at the Rams. Remember, we get we get the little practice game, a little practice practice scrimmage, a day or two before.
Our intramural time.
Yeah, that's a day or two before the preseason game, and then after doing the preseason, after the practice sessions between inter squad practices, 2 days later we go to SoFi Stadium and play at the Rams. And that game will be on 4:30 Eastern Time, Cowboys at the Rams. It is on the NFL Network. Week 2, the Cowboys play at the Vegas Raiders. It's a 10 o'clock Eastern Time game, 9 Central, Saturday, August 17th. And it is one of the 4 quadruple headers. I get one of the quadruple headers on that day. We will be on NFL Network Live. Now, of course, sometimes these games, when they have like a game before, we might miss the first minute or 2 because they overlap of it. But Cowboys at the Raiders, 10 o'clock Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern time zone. And that game is also on. So the first 2 preseason games, if you got NFL Network, you will get these games. We will have them here for you live, and we'll give you our reactions of everything. We'll talk about the rookies. We're going to hear a lot of Trey Lance. So we're going to see some of these UFL guys, like I said, rookies. Then week 3, the final week, usually the walkthrough, the backups play, and all that stuff. Will the Cowboys even beyond that week? We play it's the Chargers, LA Chargers at the Cowboys, and it is also part of the quadruple header on Saturday, August 24th. So we get all 3 games on the NFL Network live.
I mean, hey.
Great news there, of course, with the Cowboys. So, they focus on teams like the Bears, who they're focused on the rookie quarterback, and they focus on the greatest teams, like the Dallas Cowboys. And, of course, who are you going to see playing most of these games? Dak? Cooper Rush? No. You're going to see Trey Lance. Yeah. So for this is another reason I think that not just because of the star, but Trey Lance.
Young,
rookie-like quarterbacks.
Up and coming, fresh QBs is obviously the name of the preseason game here. So like you said, whether it's, the Bears QB or Trey Lance,
Caleb
that's
Williams.
Obviously what they're trying to showcase.
Yeah. Caleb Williams, number 1 pick. Of course, they're going to showcase him. And he's going to play a lot since he is a rookie, and he needs to get kind of into the feel of things. And, of course, Trey Lance, his first real trial in live games with the Cowboys, because last year we got him. He didn't really get any preseason games. So we're going to see him this year in preseason, and we're going to see him on NFL Network. The Cowboys, the entire preseason. So keep that in mind, guys.
Really enjoy Azteca. That's going to be a fun one.
Hey, yeah.
So he's going to be out there at
That's
that game.
awesome.
So, hey, make sure you'll be our eyes and ears out there on the field.
Yes, we need your insight there. So that means on Sunday, August 11th, Cowboys at the Rams on NFL Network at 4:30 Eastern Time. Week 2, Cowboys at the Raiders, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be on Saturday, August 17th. That's also on NFL Network. And Week 3, on Saturday, August 24th, the Chargers at the Cowboys. That one's at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. All three games on TV live on NFL Network, and we will live stream our reactions front to end. Because again, some people are like, who cares? I want to see if they win or lose. I don't care if they win or lose. I want no injuries. And I want to see these young guys, these rookies, these second and third year step-up guys, how the fuck they play. And that's very important. We may get more people watching us for those games than the regular season games. I'm telling you, preseason it really brings a lot of the rookie, young guys, up and coming guy hype to the forefront of games. I don't care who wins or loses. I want to see how they do, and I don't want injuries. So that's the way the schedule looks. We'll get the Cowboys on all 3 games preseason on NFL Network. Now, any quick thoughts on anything, baby? I don't know, a comment or two, and then we'll keep it moving.
Oh, I mean, honestly, exactly what Azteca said. I just want to see what our rookies will bring.
Boom.
And same with the backups.
Exactly. Backups, second, third year guys that have to step up, according to Jerry Jones, because they're going all in with our own guys. So I want to see how these guys step up.
So, and, guys, we do still have a few more things to touch on here. But like we said, it is a slightly shorter stream here on the MCF side of things as we have some family stuff to do with. So don't forget to hit like, subscribe, hit the bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere at MyCowboysFamily. Hop the Discord links down below. Shout out again to the people representing here like the man McLovin on the Cash App board and the sponsor of the week back to back. A big mahalo, Marco Sapien, still holding on to that stream boss at 3 points.
So Dak Prescott gets your name right there in the stream boss. And if you look at the overall board, if you look at the gifting board, of course, Jet Li 44 back-to-back like our 90s Cowboys, 7 out of the last 8 weeks of domination. But currently that board's wide open. No one's the leader there. On the Cash App board this week, McLovin's in first place. And on the overall board, you just see his name pass to there, first place for him as well. Big shout out to Skeptical Fan, a member for 42 months, repping that star level. What did the man say? As he takes it down to 2 points now on the stream boss to try to take over. So what did the man Skeptical have to say?
3.5 years officially. Looking forward to 5 years and
Let's
more.
keep it going. Let's keep
Thank
it
you
growing.
So much, Skeptical Fan. And seriously, guys,
Yes.
we say it all the time, but we can't do what we do here at MCF without your continued love, appreciation, support.
Yes.
It does not go unnoticed, and we appreciate you, especially Skeptical Fan, because I know you've been a member these 3.5 years, but I know you've been rocking with us since like the first 100.
Since the beginning.
You're one of the OGs.
Since before the memberships. So appreciate you, Skeptical. I know he dropped the 5 on it last night, and I read that out earlier. Skeptical, one of the greats here on MCF. And, of course, he's always repping that star over everything, but staying very skeptical. I understand.
And now the man DeLunatic, much love. He said, with the new kickoff rule, special teams contributors will have a plus for those players on the bubble. So, we've, I can't remember exactly when I said it. I know it was within the last week or two on one of our streams. I said versatility is going to be the difference maker when it comes to who ends up staying on this team or not. I think it was after, who was it? Was it Marquise Bell or someone who basically said like, "Oh, I'm very curious to see how Wanya Thomas." There we go. So Wanya Thomas was basically like, "Hey, I did this, I did that. I basically
corner, safety, linebacker.
I played like 5 different positions on the field. That basically showcased my versatility and my skill set. So I'm curious to see how Zimmer wants to use me, where he thinks I'm going to be the best. I thought it brought up a great point. Like, hey, we have a few guys like that, right? And obviously, when we're talking more the bubble guys or some of those guys that were more in between, like, hey, the difference could be, can this guy contribute? Not even just like on the special team side of things, but just in any other way.
Agree.
So
100%. By the way, I wanted to say earlier, Calvin Richard with his drops moves right behind Marissa for 5th place. He's in 6th place, right behind her for 5th place from 6th. But we got Skeptical Fan who just said a $2 holler, a thumbs up, a Go Cowboys, and he said, I'm taking over. A takeover on the stream boss. Big shout out to the man staying Skeptical Fan. Maybe he'll be getting he's going for a raffle spot, a bonus raffle entry. Who knows for the future there. But big shout out to Mr. Skeptical Fan as he breaks that tie that we had here for him in 7th. He's now in 7th all by himself, Skeptical. Breaking that tie. That's in 7th place now, leaving Cowboy Mosh and Adrian Payne in 8th in a tie. Skeptical is 7th now behind Calvin Richards. So you guys are moving on up this board. Appreciate you all, and go Cowboys. Now, keeping it going here, I do want to get to our UFL possible signees. They haven't been signed yet, but they're on the cusp of at least one or two of these guys getting signed. So let me first.
Now we're still just checking them out.
Yeah, just kicking the tires, right? Due diligence. These are the 4 guys right here you see on your screen. So Cowboys are working out of these 4 guys. 2 of them are former first-round picks. All right, the Cowboys love those busted first-round picks. Cowboys held a workout session for 4 players from the United Football League, the UFL, today. All right, the Cowboys are looking for depth help on the defensive side of the ball. All 4 guys are defense, no offensive guys.
Okay, so again, good to know where the Cowboys are trying to fill the gaps, so to speak, right? Like that's where they're seeing a gap that needs to be filled.
Yeah. Oh well.
Hopefully, yeah. I was gonna say, I'm like, that sounded better in my head. Back to you.
So I'm gonna get to. Let me see. I'm looking here, and I see. The first guy I'm going to talk about here is who's a first-round pick, a former first-round pick, is, well, I'm sorry, his name is Noah Dawkins. He played for the Michigan. He played in the UFL for the Michigan Panthers. He was their linebacker for them. The Cowboys also taking a look at the guy in the blue there, number 51, St. Louis Battlehawks linebacker Willie Harvey Jr. I put up some shorts on him. Check it out. Also, the DC Defenders, you're seeing number 20 up there and number 15 on the right side of your screen. Both of those guys, and it's from the same team, both of those guys are cornerbacks. All right, cornerback Garyon Conley from the Defenders, and from the Defenders, cornerback DeAndre Baker. You might have heard this name a little familiar here. Let me go back for a second. Noah Dawkins, all right, linebacker for the Michigan Panthers. He played 3 years with the Buccaneers. He played also with the Jets in those 3 years, from 2019, 20, and 21. He had 38 tackles for the Panthers last year. All right, so he played in the NFL, Dawkins. He's 6'1", 235-pound linebacker. He's a second-level defender and played college at the Citadel. There he was a first-team All-Southern Conference honoree in 2018. When you look at Dawkins, I don't know if there's really much to say of him. I will say that, he's going to be a linebacker. The Cowboys are looking for some linebacker depth, and that's where it takes me to. I think number 10 on your screen over here in the bottom left. Yeah, maybe Dawkins is all right, but he's not the guy I'm looking at more as maybe making this team. I think number 51. And again, when I say Willie Harvey Jr., he's the UFL league leader in tackles. He's a run stopper type, 78 tackles in 2024. He was also the linebacker leader in tackles for loss with 9. He also is the leader in linebackers for most forced fumbles in the UFL. So he's a kind of a wrecking machine, stopping the run, tackles for loss, forced fumbles. Originally, he was an undrafted signing for the Cleveland Browns in 2019. And he did play 2 years with the Cleveland Browns in 2019. And then in 2021 before he was released and then went to the UFL. So again, to me, out of those 2 linebackers on the left side, I think number 51 has an upper hand on number 10. Which means, Harvey has an advantage over Dawkins, in my humble opinion. And I'll go through a little bit more about Harvey because to me, Harvey is a former undrafted guy from the Browns, named to the All-UFL team. All right, for the St. Louis Battlehawks. Mm-hmm. And another thing I want to mention on him, guys, he appeared in 4 games with the Browns, only 4 games. So not much in the NFL from the 2019 and 2021 season. But again, did very well in the UFL in tackles amongst all linebackers, tackles for loss, passes defended, number 1 in the linebacker in passes defended, and also forced fumbles. Former Iowa State standout. Again, signed by the Browns. He had 3 years basically there with them. He's 28 years old. So the Cowboys are obviously kicking the tires on both these linebackers to try to find some possible linebacker depth Maybe getting someone like Buddy Johnson moved off the team, or maybe one of these guys get to the practice squad. I don't know. There's not a starter type guy. Now, if you look at the Cowboys' first week off after minicamp was finished, we're seeing out there Eric Kendricks busting ass, working hard, right? He's going to be integral, Eric Kendricks. If you look at the shorts I uploaded, you'll see Kendricks working hard right now up in this little break before training camp. He's going to be one of the guys going to have to help. If we sign any of these two guys on the left of your screen, he's going to be one of the guys that got to get him kind of, hurried up and understanding on this defensive scheme as fast as possible. So just going back to the guy in blue here, all right, Harvey. When you look at Willie Harvey Jr., he's a good blitzer. He has quick processing skills, a background in special teams, which is probably his best chance to make the team. So in that side of things, I think he's an interesting addition out of those two guys. Out of Dawkins and Harvey, I would go with Harvey in the blue there, the number 51. He's also PFF's the 5th graded linebacker in the UFL. And he's a deadly pass rusher as far as the UFL is concerned. A lot of people say he's a fantastic run stuffer. And he's very good in coverage. As I said, leading all linebackers in defensive and defended passes and forced fumbles and tackles for loss, which is running backs. Also, if you watch some of the footage, he's a pressure guy at blitzes. Again, run stuffer, good in coverage, a good pass rusher. In the UFL, he's a kind of play caller's worst nightmare. Kind of a Micah, but in the UFL in a way, right? So he did take home the 2024 UFL honor for Defensive Player of the Year. So, again, last year I think we had Breland Speaks, who was also, I think, the Defensive Edge Rusher of the Year. So my point is that the Cowboys are always grabbing guys that can pass rush from this league, it seems. Breland Speaks had another good year. The Cowboys not looking at him, though. They're looking more at Willie Harvey Jr. So, again, out of those two linebackers I just spoke about on the left side of your screen, I think the St. Louis guy gets on here, Willie Harvey. Now, outside of Willie Harvey, we also had, and Dawkins, we had the other two guys, number 20 and number 15, both from the Defenders, the DC Defenders, and both guys are cornerbacks. So we need some depth. I don't see either guy can make you feel good, even if you put him over, Nashawn Wright. Then these guys would worry me no matter what. Well, let's just talk about it real quick. First and foremost, DeAndre Baker, to me, is the biggest kind of eye-opener. He's a former first-round pick out of Georgia, a great school, right? First-round pick. He played for the Giants and the Chiefs before landing as an all-UFL player. He got those all-UFL honors this year with the DC Defenders. He's somebody I think can make this team.
I was going to say, it sounds like he's also one of the top guys in the UFL. So
yeah, he's a top guy in the UFL, a top pick in the league. I remember when he played with the Giants. So he was a starter, but you also have Garyon Conley, who's you see him on the screen as well. He's also a former first-round pick. So the Cowboys brought in two cornerbacks that are former first-round picks. He was a former first-round pick of the Raiders. He also spent time with the Houston Texans. And then after that, he went to the DC Defenders, who played alongside DeAndre Baker. So if you're looking for competition in training camp, I think Baker and Conley could be really good guys to kind of bring in to really push guys like Nashawn Wright, Eric Scott Jr., and all the guys we have right now in this defense, Red Wine and we got to push them all. Some of these guys get pushed off the team. Maybe number 20 and number 15 can do that for the Cowboys at the cornerback spot. But none of these guys will be trusted, in my opinion, to go in there as the fourth guy. I'm sorry, none of them, unless they can show out in training camp and in preseason.
Which, hey, obviously, you never know.
Of course.
But yeah,
being from the UFL,
the odds are a little stacked against them. Not gonna lie.
They are veterans, which is good, and especially Baker, and we're familiar with Baker from the from playing against them at the Giants. So, I just want to kind of give a quick little. I'll go back to these guys in a minute.
Stephen White saying camp bodies, but you never know.
You never know. Listen, right? The reason why I'm saying that is because the Cowboys' recent spring league success, the UFL success, these stories include guys like Cavante Turpin. He was a Pro Bowler as an NFL rookie. Brandon Aubrey, first-team All-Pro, Pro Bowler, and scoring leader as a rookie, has an all-time record. I'm just saying these guys both came, 2 years ago, Cavante Turpin. Last year, Brand Aubrey, both guys have been Pro Bowlers and more. So, along with, again, will 51 make this team? Possibly as a practice squad guy. But number 20, number 15, the cornerbacks, one of these two guys may crack to 53 and push off a guy like LaShawn Wright. And what I'm trying to say is this. When you bring in a DeAndre Baker, who has NFL talent, first-round grade, and Garyon Conley also in a similar sense, and you bring him into the school of Al Harris, that's an upgrade for these guys already. They're getting better coaching. Al Harris has turned lesser guys into much better guys.
Agree.
And that is, I think, what the Cowboys are trying to see. Maybe Al Harris can wake up one of these two guys into maybe being that fourth guy. I don't know. Trust it yet. I'm saying that there's a chance, right? It makes some sense. It could be very interesting to watch in training camp. And like I said, we want to watch those preseason games. If they're still on these teams, if any of these guys get signed, we should be seeing them in preseason, right? So to me, coming off the UFL season, they should be already in game shape. They don't have to get, acclimated. Yeah. They've been acclimated. They just played, St. Louis just played this past weekend. So these guys should be ready to roll into training camp, basically, in 6 weeks or so. So I want to also stress, the Cowboys did not sign any of these guys yet. All 4 guys were just brought in for a workout. So Garyon Conley, all right, former first-round pick from the Oakland Raiders. He spent 2.5 years there. Then he got traded to the Texans, finishing the 2019 season. And then the last year of his rookie contract, he was injured. And then, again, like I say, he signed with the Defenders in 2023. He had 2 interceptions in 2024. That was tied for 5th best. They have less games. He had 2 picks.
Yeah.
All right. Now, DeAndre Baker, to me, is the better player. A former first-round pick. Also, again, began with the Giants in 2019. He had 61 tackles and 8 pass deflections as a rookie. He got arrested, if you remember. Mm-hmm. He got arrested when he was with the Giants, I think, in his rookie year for armed robbery. And that knocked him out of the league. It put him on the commissioner's exempt list. And then the Giants waived him. So you can see he can have talent. But he's fucked himself as a rookie. So he might be the best guy on this 4-man squad you see on your screen here.
We don't know. Nothing, says future Dallas Cowboy fucking up enough to make yourself cheap.
I'm just and now again going
just saying.
Like Conte Turpin screwed up his chances from his own domestic assault situation, right? But 6 years later, and he's in the NFL. He went the hard way, the hard route, and the Cowboys. That's what I'm trying to say. With these guys that mess up, if they get themselves right, they could be steals. And DeAndre Baker messed up. He had again arrested for armed robbery. Armed robbery. What the fuck is he doing?
That's kind of a big deal.
Very immature. Is he going to be another, what's his name? Boss man. Boss man, we use a second-round pick. This is a freebie here, so it's night and day chance difference. I'll take the chance on DeAndre Baker. Giants waived him after 1 year as a rookie, after this rookie issue he had. He eventually would have the charges dropped. But then he got picked up by the Kansas City Chiefs, where he played 10 games across 2 years and then suffered a broken femur. So he, arrested, got back on track, broke his leg after 2 years, and again, at that point, became a free agent. They waived him, and then joined the UFL for the DC Defenders. So that's to me, DeAndre Baker is the guy to watch. I know.
The potential is there.
Harvey's there too.
He ended up there more because of personal choices and personal circumstances than. I was a player that couldn't produce.
Right. He probably could play as good as LaShawn Wright, is all I'm trying to say. Now, the Cowboys currently, I've heard people say we have 4 spots open on our roster. Mm-hmm. I think it was a misprint. So I'm going to go with, I've counted it up, and it's 2 spots we have open.
Okay.
We have 4 guys, 2 possible spots. I would not mind a combination of number 20 and number 15, like DeAndre Baker and Garyon Conley. If we got both those guys, I'd be cool with that. I would be cool with getting, if you're going to go with a linebacker, then get me DeAndre Baker and bring me in there, Harvey, and there, Willie Harvey Jr. You bring me number 51 and you bring me in there DeAndre Baker. I think those are the best 2 from different positions if you want to go different positions. You want to go at corner, you double up there on that. You do not get number 10 at the bottom left of your screen, in my opinion. No offense to Dawkins. He just doesn't have what the other guys have. The ability, the high ceiling like the other guys have, in my humble opinion. We've got 2 spots on our roster open. We'll see if the Cowboys sign even one of these guys, probably in the next couple of days or even tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But keep in mind, guys, none of these guys are eligible to sign yet. They can't sign an NFL contract. They have to wait till the season concludes for the UFL, which it does end on their Super Bowl, which is this Sunday. I think it's the Birmingham team, which always wins, and they're playing against the San Antonio Brahmas, I think. After that game ends, so basically Sunday night when this game is over, on Monday you'll see some of these UFL guys signed in the NFL, and probably a couple signed to the Cowboys, possibly. So keep that in mind, guys. You're not going to see anybody sign in the next couple of days because they can't. They might come to a verbal agreement, but they're not going to be able to officially sign until after Sunday's UFL championship game.
There might be a handshake deal, but there needs to be a pen-to-paper deal. So, Darren CEO Davis, what's up, saying DeAndre Baker would make our secondary dangerous. And something else to consider,
improvement.
Something else to consider, too, with Trayvon Diggs coming back from that injury. And we already had this discussion not even that long ago where, we said he's obviously not going to be at that same level he was playing at. We'd like to see him get as close to that as possible. But we're leaving lots of room there for Trayvon to, rightfully so, work his way back in, not necessarily at the same level he was playing at before. So I just think...
Well, hoping by week one I just think closer.
Someone like Baker can help make some of that a little easier, especially if we're trying to, those first few weeks, right? Maybe have Trayvon take a few less snaps, right? Like 10, you get what I'm trying to say? So...
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that is just like you're gonna need camp bodies. So again, both these corners might be a positive thing without Trayvon Diggs there for most of training camp.
And with the Trayvon Diggs thing, they have a higher chance of not just only being camp bodies. Possibly.
Yeah, exactly, and the fact that they're former first rounders and all that stuff. But there's a lot of reasons for that. I do think though that, and I like your assumption, your thought process there with Trayvon Diggs, especially when it comes to DeAndre Baker. I just want to make sure everybody doesn't jump the gun on him. I don't know if we're going to be dangerous because we have DeAndre Baker, but he'd be an upgrade if he can beat out guys like LaShawn Wright, which I think he could. Also,
and yes, Wade Phillips is coaching one of those teams.
He's coaching the San Antonio Brahmas, so I guess kind of half cheering him on. The last time I saw Wade Phillips was back in 2009. When the 2008 when the Cowboys lost to the Rams, and I had to give Wade Phillips a mouthful after the game. We were yelling at him, cursing him out because he screwed the Cowboys. I felt, and that we got blown out by the Rams, embarrassing. That was a lot. Now this time here, Wade Phillips, I'm sure he wants to get a win, in St. Louis, not get cursed out by his San Antonio fan base. Anyways, the thing is this, these guys, I think, can help. Just don't overrate them is my thing. Let's see them do it first. DeAndre Baker to me is the prime guy in this group, especially at cornerback. And then to me, Willie Harvey has potential as well as a back end linebacker, depth special teams linebacker, practice squad guy. Baker could help us maybe somewhere in that fourth or fifth spot. But that's why, that's why you said about Trayvon Diggs. That's why I say the Cowboys should have focused more on someone like Stephon Gilmore. That's a secure guy, knows our team, knows his players. Yeah, a little new scheme. He might not fit the scheme. Maybe that's why we didn't get him. But I'd rather get someone more solid like that. That's why I talked about someone like the guy who just retired from the Steelers that I thought could have been a guy Steven Nelson. We could have brought him over here. A veteran guy could be the fourth corner in case someone goes down, in case we need Trayvon to take a little more time. I'd feel better with an actual NFL, 6-year starter than a DeAndre Baker who's played in some games and is a first-round talent but never really made it, whether his own fault or injuries. So, look, either way, this is what the Cowboys do. Free agency don't start for the Cowboys. It used to be after the draft. That's been pushed back. Cowboys free agency doesn't start until the UFL season is over. And then our free agency begins. So, there you go. We're looking at 4 guys. I think that's more. We're looking at 4 guys in the UFL. I think we looked at more guys in the UFL than we did in the NFL when it comes to free agency outside of our team.
And you know what? That 1,000,000,000% tracks with our front office.
With the shitty Joneses. So, keeping up with the Joneses. Well, now that we got that kind of knocked out the way, let's go to our actual rookies that we actually drafted this year, because there is an update, guys. There is an update on our rookies. And, of course, you know our draft. These players. But there's one guy that was not signed, and that was our second-round pick, Marshawn Nealon, number 94. Today, as you can see in our front page, our thumbnail, Nealon officially signed his rookie contract. The second rounders are always the toughest to get done. But the second round
Gotta be
pick,
some kind of record or something.
I don't know. This has been a while, but it didn't get to training camp. So the rookie, again, second round, he was been at all the practices. He's been involved, so that's a good thing as well. But all our rookies are now resolved and signed officially today. He agreed, Marshawn Nealon agreed to the terms of the Cowboys and signed the deal. Now, each of our 8 draft picks are officially signed in Dallas. Nealon will be allowed officially to take the field when the Cowboys kick off training camp in Oxnard in late July. If we never got him signed, he actually would legally, not legally, but by CBA rules, contractually by CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, by the union, he would not be allowed to participate at all in training camp. But because we have him officially signed, he can officially take part in things now. The expectations are very high for the second team all MAC talent out of Western Michigan, especially with the change of defensive coordinator to Mike Zimmer. They're looking at this pickup of more of a Zimmer type guy, a second round guy, Zimmer type guy that can play. I think it's gonna be a good fit for Zimmer's type of defense. We'll see. But now that we signed our second round pick, as you can see, the entire 2024 draft has been signed. Tyler Guyton, Marshawn Nealon, Cooper Beebe, Maurice Liufau, Kalen Carson, Ryan Flournoy, Nathan Thomas, and Justin Rogers. Everyone signed. We're good there. Now, that was a quick one. I mean, we knew it was going to come. We knew that was going to be a signing soon. But what about our starters? What about our main guys? What about our star on defense, specifically Micah Parsons? He's out there still doing things. Now, this is the off time, guys, so don't get crazy. And in case you're going to get mad about what I'm going to say, I want you to also know that Micah Parsons' offseason workout right now, he's working out in New York. He's working out in Dolo's Fitness in New York City. And again, he was working there when he came back from Japan. He's back out there right now for the next 4 to 5 weeks working out there in New York. And if you take a look at my short that I posted here 5 hours ago, you'll see his regimen, his workout deal. He's picking medicine balls up with his legs while he's doing pull-ups. I mean, it's crazy. You have to watch the workout. He's putting in the work to get stronger, to get that hopefully that ability to stay in a game healthier throughout not just the game but also a season. But according to, again, this is Doyen Grant, which is the owner of Dolan Fitness in New York. He said, quote, "This is going to be a big year. I'm calling it now when it comes to the way Micah's training, the way he's practicing." So keep that in mind. As you also keep in mind that Micah's out there having some fun too. This is a month and a half. He's at least not doing like going to the clubs. He's out there working with Jasprit Bumrah. Do you know who Jasprit Bumrah is, baby?
I do not. Should I?
He is the IPL cricket star that is teaching Micah Parsons how to play cricket.
Oh, that's right. He's one of the cricket USA people, right? Or is he from a...
Oh, I don't think so. I think he's from somewhere else. I'm not sure. But the point is that he met Jasprit Bumrah, all right? And they basically switched. It must be for some show because they switched each other's sports. So he was trying to hit... I don't know if they call it bowling, I guess, right? It's bowling. You try to hit for 6, I think, is what I don't know. But the point is, football and cricket, Micah doing the cricket thing, trying to hit the bowl or whatever it is, the ball. And then Micah's playing, defense coverage against the cricket player. Of course, he had the helmet, he had Micah's jersey on, and Micah's like knocking the ball down, like he engulfs him, like he doubles his size in width and in height. So yeah, interesting to see each of them playing each other's sport. Micah said, quote, "I can say that I hit off the best bowler in the world, but cricket is tough." So yeah, we know cricket. I don't really know nothing about cricket, but I'm sure it's a tough sport. But
cricket feels like a made-up game to me. Well, that's the best way I can say. I just say it, because every time I see it, I'm just like, I don't really understand it, but I'm happy for those who do.
People in Sri Lanka, and Australia, Netherlands, and New Zealand, all those areas, they play a lot of that. India. So anyways, either way, he was partaking in that as well. He did his Japan, China thing. Now he's doing some cricket stuff, boxing. He's working out in New York. He's working out in Dallas. He's at least at the mandatory mini camp. He'll be there, training camp, ready to roll. Deal, a new extension deal or not, he'll be there, ready to roll. I'm confident in Micah. So yeah, he's doing a little fun stuff, of course, but he's still busting ass, working out. Now, that's all the news I've got. But I know we got some people that spoke from last week. That's still kind of important stuff here that as we get from player to player. And, I'm going to flip into the offense because I know Jake Ferguson had some things to say. Our, starting tight end. This year he is by far now, we know he's number one. Forget Schoonmaker. Hey, what's up? ABM Entertainment TV hosted by DJ Knight. Welcome to the family. And go Cowboys.
Thank you for subbing it up. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. By the way, we're over 37,100 subscribers. Couldn't do this without you guys. Love and support. So thank you on that end as well. So Jake Ferguson, guys, how is he planning to take the next step after he had a Pro Bowl season? You guys forget he had a Pro Bowl season in the NFL. He's a Pro Bowler. So I want to know what he's thinking about as what's his next step to get bigger and better as the number one tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. What did Jake Ferguson talk about, baby?
Obviously, I have a high standard for myself. While I think I did some good last year, I think there's a lot I need to clean up, and that's what I'm trying to do this whole year. Just keep getting better every year and keep making that same jump. I made a jump last year, but there's still a lot that I can fix, and this year, just keep doing that, keep cleaning it up, and keep trying to be as close to perfection as I can.
I love that attitude.
The tight end is supposed to block big defensive ends, and he's supposed to run routes against linebackers or safeties that are faster than him. I'm trying to be the best complete tight end that I can be. That doesn't mean excelling in one or excelling in the other. I want to be the best at everything I'm doing. I'm trying to be perfect at everything I'm doing. There's no, I'm good with just being a run-blocking tight end. No, I want to be complete. Half the run game is training and getting stronger, and then the other half is just being pissed off and trying to kill somebody. And to me, I think I'm not even scratching my surface. There's so many things that I want to get better at, and I know I can get better at.
And I love it because that's exactly what makes you a starting tight end in the NFL, and what makes you not just a starting tight end, but a top 5 tight end.
Stay hungry, Ferguson.
If you can block at an excellent level, and you could be a receiving tight end at an excellent level, you start being mentioned in names of Kelsey and Kittles and Andrews and others that are out there that can do both and do them both at an above excellent or excellent level.
Let's just say above average level, because that's the point.
Even more above that, because you got guys that can do both, but they're like, they're still not standing out in anything. He's trying to stand out in both.
Guys that do one really well and just do the other one okay.
But guys like Kittle, guys like Kelsey, they block top 5, and their receiving is top 5. He's trying to break into that group. And remember what Kittle said about the up-and-coming guys? One of the 3 guys he mentioned Kyle Pitts. That's not a tough one to figure. But he said Ferguson, before last year started, he said Ferguson would be one of these top guys. And guess what? Pro Bowler Ferguson. And Ferguson said, you know what? Guess what? I ain't done. I want to get better. And that means not just top 10 or top 7 or top 5. Talk about top 3, top 2, best in a couple of years. I don't know. I'm just saying his goals are attainable because he's already almost there. He's already almost in the top 5, if not close enough to that group of top 5 tight ends. This guy's a Pro Bowler. You know how many Pro Bowl tight ends are there? 6 at most, I think. Maybe 4 total in the NFL. 3 on each side, 6 at most. He's a top 6 guy, a top 5 guy. I'm just saying. So a little more improvement on blocking and receiving. He's a top 3 guy. He's behind Kittles and he's behind Kelsey. Ferguson could be the 3rd best guy next year. No joke. Just saying, a lot of big comes from this. And we know McCarthy loves to use tight ends in different ways. If we got someone like Ferguson, he will get the glory in McCarthy's scheme. So, anyways, that's one side of the ball, one side of the offensive kind of, positions there. But there's another position that's extremely important. Extremely important. And it involves young man TJ Bass, number 66. You see him right there with some other young guys from last year. But I want to know what TJ Bass is thinking, because he is in a situation where he can be try and maybe get that center's position right from Brock Hoffman and Cooper Beebe. He could also play left guard, as a backup. he could play right guard as a backup. Right now he's playing right guard for Zach Martin. So all I want to know, baby, is what is TJ Bass's process? You know, especially at the center position in this camp battle between BB, Brock Hoffman, and TJ Bass. Hit me with it. What did TJ Bass say?
I feel like I've had a really good offseason, especially coming back here. I was training out in Arizona, and then I'll go back out there during this break before camp. I just want to see a big jump out of myself when it comes to knowledge and techniques and the little stuff. It's more the process of it is completely different because everyone is off of you. When I'm at right guard, I'll walk up and know where we're going. But at center, you're making those calls. It's just different. And just trying to get that process down, it's weird how it changes. It depends where I get most reps. And I've been getting most reps at right guard. It also helps to watch Zach and catch the little things. But this is the NFL, where the best guy is going to play. So you're not going to try to sabotage him or anything like that. You have to put your ego aside. And if he needs help, you help him. But outside of the building, hang out. You know, it's different in other places. But in our room, that matters to us.
I love it. Because TJ Bass knows he's not a starter yet. Especially, you know, he's getting most of his snaps where? Right guard. Who's the starter? Zach Martin.
Yep.
So he ain't going to get any play time as long as Zach's in the game. But when it comes to the center position, which is his best chance to start, he knows, you know, you got to battle. He's going to be battling Cooper Beebe. You know, who's the hopeful starter. He's going to be battling Brock Hoffman, who's the penciled-in starter. If you remember, guys, you know, TJ Bass was the starter over Cooper Beebe, if I recall, when they were in college, right? Weren't they? Or no, I'm sorry, JPJ. I'm sorry, JPJ, who was one of the guys we liked at center. TJ Bass was the starter over him. So he has that center ability as well, but like you said, he's trying to regain that again. So we'll see if Bass he'll be in the mix in training camp and in preseason versus Brock Hoffman and versus Cooper Beebe for that center position, even though he'll get a lot of snaps as the backup to Zach Martin, which is really, as of right now, is what I would call TJ Bass. He's the backup to Zach Martin and the backup to even Tyler Smith. If he has to bounce out, Tyler Smith got to go to tackle for some reason. You know, TJ Bass can fit in there at left guard. You know? Mm-hmm. So, of course, that could be Cooper Beebe, too. So, we'll see what happens.
Again, we have, honestly,
a lot of
O-line situation, as much as it sucks just because we have so much youth on the O-line, guys, I'm like Tom Cruise jumping on my couch in other ways.
I like that we have a lot of guys to pick from.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. When was the last time we had this much, like, real solid, consistent depth kind of all the way around? Like, our biggest question mark is just the rookies, like these young guys, are they going to be able to
step up,
perform at that level?
And you know, Tyrone Church in the chat saying, you know, Zach Martin, if he retires, TJ Bass will get that spot. They're priming him for something like that on the right side. On the left side, I think they're looking for Cooper Beebe maybe to take over and move someone like Tyler Smith to left tackle and find a center in the future. Possibly that could be what they're doing as well. Keep that in mind. In the end, of course, they would love to see Cooper Beebe be able to take over the starting center spot and have that power that none of the other guys have at center, which is probably the most important thing you need over TJ Bass and Brock Hoffman. So anyways, but yeah, he does sound like Zach Martin's future replacement a year or two from now. Mm-hmm. So flipping it over to the other side of the ball, baby. And we talked about the offense. Now let's talk about defense. And we talked about TJ Bass, young guy in his second year, undrafted. What about young guy Demarion Overshown? And I'm only bringing him up because he didn't speak. Damone Clark spoke, his linebacker course, teammate there. And Damone Clark, I don't have Damone Clark up because he's talking about Overshown. It's all about Overshown. What did he say as far as valuable advice for this young man Overshown coming back from that torn ACL last year in week 2 of preseason? What did Damone Clark say about Demarion Overshown?
I just told him to have faith. Demo comes in every day ready. He's itching to get out there. I was telling him it was the same thing for me. I looked at last year as my rookie year, just getting thrown in the fire my first year and having a full season under me last year. And then as he kept talking about Overshown, he said, obviously he's going to think about his knee, but I tell him to try and not think about it or it'll slow him down. It was a learning experience for me, and thinking about my neck slowed me down.
Again, remember, Damone Clark, it was your guy there, coming in that year as a rookie. We didn't think he'd even play. But that neck situation, he had to get over, thinking about his neck. He did play some that year, kind of surprising. And, after kind of getting a little more used to that in his first year, playing half the year with that neck situation, last year was, like he said, his rookie year. This is DeMarvion Overshown's rookie year in a real way. Because last year he played 2 preseason games.
Yeah,
that was it.
Even I don't count that.
So don't think about your knee, is what he's trying to tell him. Have faith in the fact that you have your skills still there, and that's hopefully what DeMarvion Overshown will show us here. In his truly rookie year, the only advantage is, like Damone Clark said, he had still some of the on-the-field experience. He had the playbook, the coaching under his belt. So he kind of had a little head start in his quote-unquote second year / rookie year. Same thing goes for DeMarvion Overshown. He had only 1.5 games. But he's got the NFL mindset in for 1 year under his belt. He's got the basic stuff under his belt, being an NFL player. Now it's time to really get on the field for not just a game and a half, but for much longer than that. So Overshown, again, knock on wood, his knee is good, and he's able to regain what we started seeing from him as a rookie last year and continuing what he did in Texas, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing Overshown on that field. Again, like I said, guys, don't know if it's going to be right away. It might be towards the end of training camp or even back in Dallas. So I would say, don't expect to see a lot of him flying around there. And he's not 35 anymore. I think he's number 18 or number 13 or something. But my point is that expect him to be more in Dallas during the training camp. And, of course, maybe getting ready for that week 1 game more so than seeing him in training camp when it begins. I think he's a PUP guy, a pupless guy, although he did get hurt basically a year ago almost. About 11 months ago he got injured. So he should be more than ready to get on that field. We'll see how the Cowboys designate him. But he's got, like we heard about Gallup and Terrence Steele, and you hear Damone Clark about his neck. You can't think about that injury, because if you think about that injury, that's usually, it's not the physical part that slows them down right now. At this point, they're past the physical. They're good. It's the mental, and it's getting over that injury. We heard this from Gallup saying, even I was playing that whole year, I still was worried about my knee.
Which, again, rightfully so. Just saying, usually players, when they come back from a bigger, more serious injury like that, like we said, it's not like, oh, now that this time has passed, you're back to 100%, you're good to go. Usually there is a bit of a reacclimation process to get back to that same level of play.
Right, but...
Or feeling that, like you said, that
to
same
me,
level of confidence
the physical
in your
part,
body being able to hold
after
up.
7 months,
feel good.
after 7 months, after 8 months, they're physically fine. That's not the problem. It's their mind that holds them back another 3 or 4 months. And that's what we heard from a lot of these guys that come back from injury, like Gallup. And we're hearing similar kind of thing here from Damone Clark. So Overshown, as long as he gets mentally over it, which he sounds like he's still thinking about his knee, which makes sense. I mean, but in another month and a half, 2 months, you got to get over that knee shit, because now you got to, if you want to be part of this team, you can't be thinking about your knee. It's going to slow you down. Damone Clark didn't want to think about his neck, and he got over that, and it did not slow. It actually sped him up. It did not slow him down. So Overshown got to get over that knee situation. Now, the last guy that spoke, and the last part of tonight's stream, and guys, again, we're going to be really busy for the next 8 days or so. So do not expect a lot of live streams. If we do have something, it's got some big news. If we sign, it was DeAndre Baker, I'm not going to go live and tell you we signed DeAndre Baker. We just talked about him, or any of these 4 UFL guys. So keep that in mind. Of course, if we get signed, if we extend CeeDee Lamb or sign Gilmore or something like this, then of course I will definitely go live, whether it's phone, with family. I'll walk to the corner and do a quick stream. We'll talk about it for 5 minutes. But we'll try to get something going during the next 7-8 days. So keep that in mind, family. But it's going to be a little bit even more, more far and few between for our streams the next 8 days or so. We got family in town, got family activities going on. So I'm sure you guys understand. Plus, there's really not much going on. But again, anything hits, we're hitting it as well. Now, the last guy who spoke, and the last piece of news, I guess, for a little bit here on MCF, right, My Cowboys Family, Jordan Lewis. He spoke on Zimmer's scheme. Basically, Zimmer's scheme might be a crazy scheme, and it's got a lot of things to learn, but it's up to the players to learn it and perform properly. So what did Jordan Lewis say about this new scheme under Mike Zimmer? And again, coming back from his injury last year, it took him a little while to acclimate himself. We just talked about injuries, right? But he's over that now, well over that, and played pretty well towards the end of the year last year after the injury. What is he saying about Zimmer's scheme and performing out there?
There was always dark times. I knew it was going to come back, but I didn't know what timeline it would be. I didn't start playing well until a quarter of the season was over. That was really where the dark times were, trying to get back to form and performing to the best of my abilities. And speaking of, have to give a shout out to the band Mark Hovsepi and a big mahalo to you with your $2 holler there. What he had to say?
I mean, we got Jordan Lewis, a $2 Jordan Lewis holler. What did the man say with that $2 drop?
Said, okay, how about a quick update on signed guys?
You want to give him the update?
We have not had any signed guys, so... Da-da-da! The biggest update is, and you touched on this obviously earlier, but there's some UFL players that the Cowboys are currently looking at.
Oh, you're going to feed Marco Seppian some ammunition here.
But it is a factual statement. That is genuinely what the Cowboys have done, outside of, making sure that Nealon is now officially a Dallas Cowboy and can join us for training camp without any kind of contractual
the news you might have missed there, Mr. Marco Seppian, is we signed our last rookie, which was our second-round pick, the defensive edge guy you're not happy with, but he is officially now can practice in training camp, which was the only hold up there. And yes, by the way, that was the end of the Jordan Lewis thing. He just said something really quick, right? I mean, was that everything from him?
No. He still had a little bit more to say. I just wanted to. Yeah,
all right.
I thought you were Mark's done. Drop came through right in the middle.
Yeah, I understand. So. No, that's what I'm just saying. I just wanted to say that signed guys, nobody signed. I'll take Jordan Lewis off for a minute here and just show you basically the workout players, these 4 guys. The guy at the bottom left, number 10, Dawkins, I don't really see much of him. I see, this Harvey Jr., number 51, Willie Harvey Jr., has some potential. He was their defensive player of the year. You got number 20 and number 15, 2 guys that are former first-round NFL picks, DeAndre Baker. And to me, he's probably like the best guy. Maybe he's an upgrade to even Deshaun Wright, possibly. And he got in trouble with the law. He got a broken leg. And that's what stopped him. It wasn't his bad play. So, to me, DeAndre Baker is the best chance to get on this team. I think that Garyon Connolly, which was drafted by the Raiders drafted him, first-round pick. He's a guy, he's good, but he ain't DeAndre Baker. I just think I would take Baker, I would take 51, and put him in our last 2 spots. We have 2 openings on our roster. That's what I would do. Again, as we figure, it's still the motherfucking clown show. There they are. And why do I say that? Because we're signed. This is the Cowboys free agency, Mark. We talk about free agency. We're going to spend this money. We're going to get. This is the free agency. We used to be right after the draft free agency because there was no more comp pick equation issues, right? To take away comp picks from us. Now it's been moved another month to UFL season ending, and now let's get our minor league players. We got Kevontae Turpin 2 years ago, All-Pro, Pro Bowler. We got Brandon Aubrey, record breaker, Pro Bowler, All-Pro. So this year we got 4 guys that we're looking at. Might sign none. We might sign 2 of them. We'll see. But the Joneses, this is where they spend their minimum wage monies here. Incredible, right? And we just got $10 million from Michael Gallup. We ain't using that. And that's why I say when we talk about Dak or we talk about other guys, why get rid of Dak? Because we're not going to get anybody else that's going to help us. We get a cheap quarterback. We're going to get other cheap players. We're going to get UFL guys to go along with shitty quarterback that's worse than Dak. Even if we're paying him a lot less, I'd rather overpay Dak. If we're going to do the same shit anyways, you hear me?
I agree.
And I also love the comment that was said earlier by Calvin Richard that if the Cowboys took, I kind of paraphrasing this, but I kind of added my little 2 cents into this. If the Cowboys would have pushed $15 million into the first 2 weeks of free agency and got 2 players for the $15 million range, that could have been enough to push us over to maybe winning a game in the playoffs rather than just getting bounced like last year. It pushed us maybe a little closer to that goal of getting to and winning a Super Bowl. If you just spend a little money a little earlier rather than instead of getting a corner and a linebacker now, spend the $15 million that we have or get those extensions done and use that money in the first 2 weeks of free agency. You're getting guys that are much better than if these guys can be good, it can be diamonds in the rough. They ain't going to get us the difference to get us over the hump to win a Super Bowl or to get to get into a conference championship. That would be the $15 million on 2 guys that you do in the first couple of weeks of free agency. That's the difference. That difference could be the difference of winning and losing a playoff game or even going farther into the playoffs. So I agree with Calvin Richard. I hope you accept my addition to that, my extension to your initial comment, and I see that Marco Seppian said, "Hold up, I'm gonna drop another $5 on it."
Ooh.
A $5 holler from Marco Seppian. Let's get into it. What did he have to say?
He said, "So let me understand this.
I told you.
We got killed by Green Bay.
Yep.
So we have obvious holes.
Yep.
Jerry Jones' plan: keep the coach, get rid of proven players, and depend on your rookies and Zeke."
Your rookie Zeke, third-year guys, undrafted, second and third-year guys that haven't played well. Your rookies, Zeke, Kendricks I could understand because of Zimmer. And then you got a bunch of UFL guys and undrafted guys that you're hoping that can fill the holes that are left there. I mean, that's what you take the $50 million and get two guys in free agency for $8 million and $7 million. I don't care who you are. You're getting a cornerback for $8 and a linebacker for $7. You've improved your team better than two UFL guys, than a cornerback here and a linebacker here. Now, would you still go after DeAndre Baker from the UFL? Yeah, hell yeah. That's called depth, motherfuckers. The Joneses don't understand that. We could have our fifth guy being DeAndre Baker instead of our fourth guy being Deshaun Wright. You know what I mean? This is like common fucking sense. I want to scream. This is our last stream for a while, so like this for about a week. So you're getting the most out of me. You're getting the most out of me. All right,
so
let me calm
finishing
down.
up the final little comments there by Jordan Lewis.
Let me throw Jordan Lewis back on the screen so we know who we're talking about here. Bam. All right, go ahead, baby.
He
Finish
added
it up.
in there, I could always play.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes,
it's all right. So I could always play, but making plays and being as explosive as I can, there's definitely going to be a learning curve whenever you play for a new coordinator. But at the same time, we're professionals. That's our job, to go out there and perform in any scheme that we're in.
It sounds like Jordan Lewis is kind of saying, and I'm not being a Debbie Downer here. I'm just being real. It sounds a little bit like the players are having a little trouble with the defensive scheme.
Yeah,
a little bit of a learning curve here.
The third
player
Cowboy player that
is having issues on the defense, understanding it or getting a hold of it. Like Micah said it. Other than Kendricks, everybody else is like a little confused. It's still early, but it's a little worrisome.
I mean, again, I'm hoping that it's maybe just an early kind of lost in translation type of thing.
I hope so. We're fucked. Yeah.
Man,
no, but I agree with you. I think it's more of kind of like it's going to be more complex. Everyone's got to know everyone's spot on defense. Like the defensive tackle, like Mozzie got to know what Malik Hooker's doing, and Malik Hooker's got to know what Osa's doing, and so it's going to take a little more time. But these guys are pros, like Jordan Lewis said. Get proing and get learning on this shit. Let's go. I don't know. It's my little 2 cents there. It's going to take a little time, I think, still for these guys. And that's training camp. Hopefully, training camp brings some good news of learning this scheme, and we'll see this defense come together a little better than we're seeing or we're hearing about right now.
So, like I said, that was it on the Jordan Lewis side of things. So, there you go.
We'll go through some last comments here in the chat and, hit up a question or two. Hey, and celebrate that we're over 37,100 subscribers. Thank you, Byron Tate, and welcome to the family here.
Thank you for subbing it up.
Hell yeah, so go Cowboys. And we try to do this every single night. It's been a little bit more spread out the last couple of months because Cowboys haven't done diddly squat. And I'm not going to feed you bullshit. I'm telling you the truth. It ain't no news. And so, the last 7 years we've had
Amari
news.
Cooper coming to the Cowboys or whatever.
I'm hearing people saying Amari coming back. Shut the fuck up. Amari not going to Dallas. People just going clickbait crazy on us. And listen, we're not clickbait. So we're skipping more days because I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you guys. Not going to do it. We can talk about our Cowboys on the nights where there's a little bit of info like tonight. So we're going to keep doing it that way. And this week we have family in town. So again, I hope you guys understand. You could call it a vacation, but it's a staycation with family. So we'll be around, but we probably won't be able to do many of these streams. So any breaking news, we definitely will bring it to you. Whether it's a quick on the road kind of wow with family situation, or at the end of the night we could sneak in a 30-minute stream. We'll try our best to get that done for you guys. Now we got 2 drops back to back like our 90s Cowboys. From the man Marco Seppian, who, by the way, was repping that stream boss for like 3 weeks. And tonight it fell to Skeptical Fan, who took it over. Skeptical got 86 points, though, right now. He's hanging. He's just got it. It's already down to 86. And Marco Seppian dropping that 5 on it and a 2 on it. What did the man say with both of his drops, baby?
He said, keep Hankins and Tyrone.
I agree.
Draft a running back. redo some contracts, and sign 2 quality free agents, and we make a Super Bowl run. I'd rather kiss Joy Bear than deal with Jerry Jones.
That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot.
No, he followed up that $5 holler with the $2 holler, saying, "I will become non-binary before Jerry Jones does the right thing."
Get those machetes ready, Mark. We're gonna send them to you. We gotta send them over to you because maybe that's the way we win the Super Bowl. Cut them off. Look, the thing I'm non-binary. The thing I'm saying is this. Look, I basically agree with what he's saying in the first comment there with the 5 on it. I wish we lost Hankins for over $200,000. I mean, that's some Jerry Jones dumb shit right there, right? But they want to push Mozzie Smith to the forefront. That's what they want to see happen, win or lose or draw. So that's their mindset, the Joneses. It's wrecked fucking mindset, but it is the mindset they're going with. Tyron Smith was a guy I thought we could have kept, but he was asking for $20 million. I think we could have probably got him for like 15 and some incentives, but yeah. Cowboys weren't looking for that. And drafting a running back is just the Cowboys being lazy on that. You know, they went with some depth at linebacker, a future linebacker starter. They went with Cooper Beebe. You know, they went with guys that, you know, they didn't trade back. They could have maybe traded back, got a 4th-round pick, and got that running back. There was a whole bunch of them there. So they failed on that. They said, we failed with running backs. You know what we'll do? I got an idea. I got a great idea. We don't get any running backs that don't fall to us like the way we want them to fall to us. Well, we're just going to go and get our guy Zeke and put 15 on him and sell some new jerseys. Sell some 15 Elliott jerseys. You know what I mean? Not going to be like they sold the number 21 jerseys when he first was here, where he sold out of them, right? But now, half the fans are like, fuck this shit. And the other half are like, Zeke, I love you. I'm getting number 15. And Jerry Jones sitting there twiddling his thumb saying, I win. Cowboys don't win, but Jerry wins. So, when you talk about this, redoing contracts, whether it's hitting the button on the contract and it's just, putting money forward and a restructure, which is up to the Cowboys. It's not up to the player. It's up to the Cowboys. The Cowboys chose not to do that. Or extend your superstars that you drafted. Extend CeeDee Lamb. Still waiting on that, even though we got Jefferson's deal done. Still waiting. Extend Micah Parsons. First chance to do it. He's going to be later. He's going to be much more than this next year. So if you don't do it now, I say just tag him. Tag him until he's in his 7th year, and then let him go. If you're the Cowboys, or trade him. I don't know, because by then, he ain't going to be the Micah we know now. And then Dak Prescott, we talked about this already. There's no plan B if you get rid of Dak. Trey Lance is a shot in the dark. So right now, it's like, if you had done any of these deals, all 3 of them, we would have had $80 million open and could have made a run at the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Instead, we're sitting here picking our asses, waiting for the Joneses to sign 2 UFL players that are going to step up. We're going all in, guys. Sorry, guys. Do I sound a little bit pissed? It's been a pissed off kind of off season for me. You know what I mean? And for most Cowboy fans, I feel it in your hearts. I feel it in Cowboy, in the Cowboy family, the Cowboy fan base. I feel we're done with that kind of attitude. I'm done with this. I've been done with it for years. You heard me from the Garrett years saying I'm done with this shit. We're gonna rep that star, but this ownership is screwing us, and they continue to do it. And I think a lot of you guys agree, and I think now the majority of the fan base agrees. Mm-hmm. We got Marco Sapien with another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on it. As we're wrapping it up tonight, what did the man say? Taking Skeptical down to 81 points.
I'd rather pleasure myself with Icy Hot than listen to Jerry Jones. This is dumb.
That sounds painful.
We can't even play both Mozzie and Hankins in the middle?
No.
I think Jerry Jones a Philly fan.
Feels like it. Trade Jerry for Howie Roseman. I'll do that every day of the week. Listen, I hear you. I agree with you, because when I look at Mozzie and Hankins, you know why they don't want Mozzie and Hankins? Because Hankins would take up Osa's spot, who they want to step up, as he should, and be that 3. So the Cowboys, they don't want it. No, they want Osa and Mozzie instead of some guys that we know can do it and can help these other guys do it better. These younger guys. No, they want both young guys stepping up now together. Osa might be like 75% there, and Mozzie's maybe 25% there. But 100% out of 200 ain't going to be that good. You know, we're still missing 100%. We're missing 75 from one and 25 from the other. If you got a Hankins in there, now you're helping Mozzie all of a sudden, or Osa all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? So if you get Hankins in the rotation, you're helping both guys. It's crazy. Hey, Mark, I don't know what the fuck to say no more, man. We try to understand the Mark Hovsepian route from the past, from years past, from like 6-7 years ago when we were doing this thing, and we saw it not working. Then the next couple of years, when Mark kind of joined up here, we've been talking about the other kind of ways of doing it. Cowboys don't do it, or they just keep dropping the ball every year. We've been saying this for years and years, even before we were on MCF, right? Even before this channel. And now you're seeing all the paths, and the Cowboys are failing on every single fucking path. So, anyway.
Hip, hip, hooray.
Yeah, hip, hip, no way. It's been frustrating, but it is what it is, and we can't change it. All we can do is be fans, and I'm not cheering Jerry. I'm cheering that star over everything. That's why we do it here at MCF. Even with Garrett being the coach, I was like, let's go Cowboys. Even with the situation we got going on now, I'm saying let's go Cowboys. Even with the front office and that fucktard Jerry Jones and his Mongo son, Stephen Jones, even with both of them, I'm still saying go Cowboys. But not because of them, not because of any coach, even Tom Landry or Jimmy Johnson. I'm not saying because of Roger or Aikman. I'm not saying because of Dak or Romo. I'm not saying because of Emmitt Smith, my favorite player. I love this team because of the Dallas Cowboys and that star over everything. So there it is. We're intertwined and locked into a life to at least 28 plus years of misery. Not even sniffing. Not a Super Bowl championship or a Super Bowl appearance, but an NFC championship appearance. Embarrassing. And this is the response. Another shot in the dark. You might get lucky. It's 1,000,000,001 chance we hit a Super Bowl and get that 6 with the way this front office is handling shit. I'll stop venting. We gotta kind of get this to an end here. So we'll definitely take a couple more comments, and if you drop them the love, we'll definitely read your thoughts. But any last comments before we wrap this baby up and kick off a good 2-week streak, I guess you can say, of MCF leaderboards and all that good stuff with sporadic live streams throughout the weeks, the next week and a half or so. Any comments in there?
Mm-hmm. So Mark Hovsepian, by the way, with a $2 holler said, "I'm done. I'm transitioning. Call me Marcasina. Orale."
Marcasina is moving up this board right now with his drops. I think he's going to take Skeptical at 79. Is that going to be 79 points on the Stream Boss in a minute? And let me just check here real quick because I think the man Mark Hovsepian is moving on up.
Ooh,
very far up this board here. Because
appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm looking here after the $2 holler he dropped. I think he is. Let me see. Close to right here. Right here. He is in third place on this board, currently speaking, and not far behind second. He could be jumping in the second before we finish this stream tonight, possibly. So, big shout out to Mark Hovsepian.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say more there.
No.
So, by the way, Burn Bar said, "Why does MCW look professional? MCF look like he just woke up in the picture?"
I probably did. No, I don't know. I do know. We were in Dallas for that picture, the one you're in.
I think
all dressed up and nice, and I was in my house.
I was gonna say just
MCF shirt for a game. Well, yeah, you were. Yeah, we were. She was cold. We were in Dallas. It was pretty cold that time for our Dallas visit there. But I was just hanging around the house. You're right. I was just probably talking about my Cowboys family at the time. Much love once again to the man Marco. Another $2 holler. I'm going to check the numbers here, see if he jumps into second place by himself. What did the man say all the way from Hawaii? And always, no matter what, even when it's painful, with changing surgery and all that, what did the man say?
He said, "Admit it. You would love to see Jerry Jones's face when we lose." I'm speechless.
I don't. I really don't. I disagree, Mark. I disagree there. I hate seeing Jerry Jones's face.
I've seen Jerry's face enough when we lose. Can I see it one time before I die?
Winning a Super Bowl?
Yeah, with his face winning. Happy face, winning face. No?
I mean, I'm with you, baby. I mean, I disagree with Mark on that one. I hate Jerry Jones a lot, but if he's happy, like not happy because he's looking at his checkbook. If he's happy during a game, that means we're happy during the game. You know what I mean? That means we're winning. So I got to say, I do not like to see Jerry Jones sad, because if he's sad, I'm sadder. Much, much sadder, and so is most of the Cowboy fan base. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I'm going to check these numbers here, Mark. Appreciate you with that $2 drop. He's dropping like it's hot tonight. Skeptical down to 79 points on the stream, boss. Yeah. He's making a run, Mark, here. Maybe jump into will he catch McLovin? Top spot? We'll see. Oh, shit. There it is. I don't know if he caught him, but I'm pretty sure he's in second place. Now, baby, I'm going to do the check here. Why don't you take this question?
Of course.
Read it out loud for everyone, and I'll try to get my answer after you give yours. Much love to Marco Seppi, and only from Hawaii. Repping that star over everything, dropping that 5 on it.
I meant Jerry Jones's face when we lose.
Oh.
I can't stand that smug look on his face. It's almost worth us losing just to see it. I used to support Jerry Jones, but not anymore.
Tell him. I agree, he is an idiot. And tell him what I know Mark Hosepian was not here for our Gear for Years kind of campaign here at My Cowboys Family. This was during the first 3 or 4 years of our channel. Before Mark was on, I think the first 3 years.
Yeah.
And after a year or two of Garrett, I just said, I'm done. No more buying fucking Jerry Jones jerseys. No more buying tickets to the games. None of this shit until we see Garrett gone. The next year, Garrett was gone. So I kept to my deal, and even though I wasn't happy with the choices made, even after that, but we kept to it. And you know what I'm saying now? Same thing. We got to see what this team's going to do next year. Until the Joneses show us something differently, or this team shows us something differently, we got gear for years.
Yep.
There's no need to buy new shit. We got enough shit. If you get it from us, it's not coming from Jerry Jones. Let me put it that way. So Jerry Jones ain't getting none of our money. We're not going to any games this year. That's the way it's got to be. The only way Jerry Jones he won't even listen. But the only way he even blinks at you is if you knock him in the fucking money bags. And if you do that, that catches at least a little bit of his attention. Do something. Mm-hmm. Don't just sit on your asshole and shit on us all day there, Jerry, because that's what you're doing. And he's winning one of his main things, which is, hey, we just want to be competitive so we can make money. As he said that before. It's a quote from him.
I know.
I don't want to know. Much love to Mark. By the way, with that drop, he is now in second place on this overall board. And I'm telling you right now, if I'm doing his calculations right, he is, I think, 4 back on first place on McLovin's spot, which McLovin hasn't dropped the top spot in literally 3 weeks. So this could be the first time someone could be on the top of it in 3 weeks, over 3 weeks. But either way, we'll see what happens. If it's not happening, if it don't happen now, it could happen on another night. Just I don't know when we're going to go live again. It might happen in 3 or 4 or 5 nights from now, next time we go live. So we'll see what happens. But right now, Marco Seppi in second, right behind McLovin. Got the M&Ms up there in first and second place. And we got the MCFs and MCWs representing here with you all on this finale for a little bit, I guess you can say, for us. So I'm trying to stay a little longer just to give everybody the last words and their last comments and their last thoughts. Because we might not be, we're going to have my brother come in town, or your sister-in-law, your family. We got people coming into town, so we're going to be busy, maybe hitting some places around where we live, maybe, a one-day excursion or something like this. So we won't be able to do these live streams as easily. And so just letting everyone know. I'm just trying to almost overwarn people so they know, like, what's going on at MCF. I know he skipped a day or 2, but now he's skipping like 4 days. Well, that's why. We're not doing it on purpose. Just that means there's no real big news. And that means that we're really busy with the family and having fun. Yes. So, but again, the thing is, remember this, guys. If anything happens, I'm talking about we get a DAC extension signed, we get CD's extension, which is probably the next piece of news that's really major. Micah extension. We get any of those extensions, we're going live. And if you see us talking, if we sign one of these UFL guys, I ain't going live for that. We just talked about all 4 of them today. So if we sign Stephon Gilmore, I'll go live. If we get someone like Calais Campbell, I'm going live, baby. I don't care if I'm at Disney. So I'm just saying I'll be at the top of fucking, what's the mountain there? Fucking Rocky Mountain or whatever that is. Space Mountain, whatever, in the dark in Space Mountain. I don't give a shit. And I'm going to be talking about, we got Calais Campbell, a defensive tackle, to play 2, 3, 4, 5 tech on this team. And Zimmer can do whatever the fuck he wants with them. You know what I mean. That's what we're going live for. We're not going live because we signed the UFL player that we just literally talked about today. all 4 of them. That we worked out. We didn't sign anyone. So we'll see what happens there. But,
I can tell you what's happening here.
I know
because
we're
Mark
coming to a... Yeah?
Came through with
Did he?
another $5 holler.
And that means he's in first place on this overall board. Night 1 out of 2 weeks worth here. We just kicked off a new week. 2 weeks away from a champion.
Off a new streak. We'll see. But, he said...
What did the man say? Oh, that's right. We got to do our raffle tonight.
Yes, we
forgot. Holy shit. What did the man say, Marco Seppi, who has a bonus raffle entry? What did he say?
How can he, as in Jerry, seriously think he's doing the right thing? He does not take the salary cap rising in consideration. This is not a standard spreadsheet. To defend Jerry the tiniest bit, Steven is the driving force there as far as the way the cap is being managed and who's doing what. Not to say that Jerry isn't okaying pretty much most decisions or at least giving his stamp of approval, but this one we have to actually lay at Steven Jones.
100% right about everything you said there except that's Jerry. Now, Jerry has the final ink to paper kind of deal, but it's all fucked up. The spreadsheet's fucked up. The salary cap's fucked up. The capology is fucked up. Why? We talked. Capology is fucked. You know why? We talked about this. Because Steven Jones, who works on the salary cap stuff, his right-hand man is his fraternity brother. The only football experience he has is being an equipment manager for a high school team. That's it. Steven Jones has 0 football knowledge or acumen when it comes to what he graduated as a business major.
This guy
marketing
major,
an
accountant or anything.
No accountants, no CPAs, nobody that knows money management. Steven Jones doesn't know. He's a chemical engineer, and the other guy is also a chemical engineer who his only football knowledge is being a fucking ball boy, basically being an equipment manager for a high school team. That's who's running the cap for the Cowboys. And Jerry saying, don't spend money. That's the 3 things you got going on. That's a fucking triumphant failure right there. Don't get me started. Mark, appreciate you, Mark. I hope Mark understands even more about the fuming that's coming out from when I see these fucking clowns. Take them off. I can't look at these fuckers. Every time I see these clowns, it's more, I won't say heartbreaking, but definitely painful. Painful, for sure.
It is. So.
And it's nothing we can do about it, but I can fucking talk about it. Mark can talk. We can all talk about it.
And by the way, as we set up the raffle side of things here,
yes.
Mr. MCF is getting that going there. Real quick, guys, Marco Seppian actually has another
one
drop with the $2 holler this time. Sorry, it made me laugh there, but he said, for Jerry Jones and Stevie, the booty cheeks clown.
Yeah, that's a booty cheek with a big asshole in the middle of it. Gaping asshole from the Joneses. That's the way they're doing us fans, unfortunately. Appreciate Mark, Hope, Seppi, and the man.
You need a lot of space to fit both their heads up there.
And they gotta get them out of there. That's the problem. They still stuck up in there for 29 effing years. He transitioned, remember? William Bernie in the house, Burn Bar. The lunatic. You guys are awesome. Thank you all.
What was it, Marquina?
Marquina, I think.
Marquesina.
There you go. Marquesina, Hosepian in the house. Taking Skeptical down to 67 points, man. Skeptical fan, he's staying skeptical up there right now, but he's hanging on hanging on with Little Green on that board. Now, we of course are going to do the fantastic monthly raffle here as we wrap this up. You guys can still drop your thoughts. You can drop love. You can do all that stuff as we're wrapping this up. But I do want to give you guys the breakdown of what's going down here with our raffle tonight, as we always try to do, and make sure you guys know what is going on. Let me see if I can fix this here. But
of course, and guys, don't forget, as Mr. MCF finishes setting things up on the behind-the-scenes part, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Again, you don't want to miss the live stream, if/when we do one in these next few days and weeks. And guys, think of it. This is it. This is the lowest, the deepest that the off-season will get, because the next time we come at you hot and heavy with some MCFing, it's going to be training camp.
Yep, that's
We're
true.
basically almost there. So I'm just so glad, because this offseason has felt, I think, longer than most. Partially because the Cowboys have basically just done nothing.
Nothing.
So,
we know it the most because we've been doing this for 7 years. This is our 8th season.
Yeah, like
doing
even,
this,
even
and we're
for
like,
Dallas,
what?
this is a surprisingly quiet off season. So
Yes, well.
hit like, subscribe, hit the bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere. Make sure to hop in the Discord as well. Keep that Cowboy conversation going. If you need your fix before we're back. So
Let's do
baby,
this.
yeah, you can see right here.
These are all our star level, over everything level members, and the 5 people that won in the last 5 weeks from our raffles here. McLovin. He has 2 entries because he won 2 of our 5 weeks. Go971 also won one of our weeks. Mark Hovsepian got a win this past month. He's on the board. And the other person that won was Jet Lee 44. That's Jason Renfro. He was one of our other winners, so he has his star level entry, and that little asterisk means he's got the bonus raffle entry. You see also Marissa Sparkle, LC Skeptical Fan, the Lunatic, Lincoln Kane, Seabass, who is an Over Everything member.
That's
of
right.
course, right? He gets his bonus raffle entry for Over Everything level. And there you go. Now, before we run through this, baby, I want you to make sure everybody knows what we're raffling off here tonight. Once again, we tell you guys all the time. Sometimes you guys come in, miss a little bit of it.
Yes.
Maybe some of you guys have missed it completely. But let me show you guys the great jerseys here. And it's coming from your family here at MCF. It's not coming from outside.
You've seen us rep our very own, all sorts of player styles and sizes available. So, whether it's for you, whether it's for, someone else in the fam, for everyone, from the baby to the grandpa.
Yeah, everyone's covered here.
I almost said the dog, and I'm like, no, sorry, no dog jerseys. So,
Sure?
I wish. Guys, that we'd have probably 17,000 dog jerseys at this point if that was the case. But anyway, Mark Hovsepian.
Mark
A big
Hovsepian once
mahalo
again.
to you with the $2 holler, saying, the way that Jerry Jones screws us, we deserve free Astroglide. Yeah, you know how they put the little cowboy towels on every seat at the game? Yeah, they got to include like a little mini bottle there,
One of those hotel versions. Thank you, the man Mark Hovsepian, and unfortunately I agree with you, even though we want none of that. Now, we do want to know who's going to win this raffle tonight, and so let's get it on. Again, Star and Over Everything level membership, the weekly winners, Sewn and Stitch jersey, the monthly jersey raffle. This is for the month of May. So let's get to it. What do you say? Now, I do want to... let me just open this up better. I hate having this thing set up this way. Sorry, guys. Give me a minute. It's the stupid... I have everything so yeah.
Sorry.
So spread out.
I had to mess with Mr. MCF a little bit here, guys. And yeah, usually we have, I think, a little more time as well to be able to prepare for our live streams with the family stuff going on, too. Today was a very short MCF window.
Yeah. So let's do this, guys. Good luck to all that are in this raffle. Good luck. And go Cowboys. Here we go, guys. And the winner is Mark Hovsepian in the house. As you can see, Mark Hovsepian, who's literally right here with the asterisk with the weekly winner, gets a jersey of his choice. He can do whatever he wants. He can re-raffle it. He can drop it to one of the kids. I don't know. He can pick it for himself, his family members, whatever. It's yours. The man, Mark Hovsepian. Yeah. Big congratulations.
Yep. And Mark, you already know how to hit us up. Just make sure to reach out to us. Let us know.
Yeah, either way. Whatever you want to do. Appreciate you as always, brother. And yeah, Cowboys. Mark Hovsepian, the man of the hour today. Really, the hour and a half, right? Since we've been doing this screen. He's taken over. So big shout outs to him. Can't do this without you, brother. And as always, go Cowboys, even if we have some struggles along this 29-year drought. Fuck. So, anyways, I'll leave it like this. You can see with the there's our rookies right there. 2 on the left. That's Tyler Guyton. I mean, he's huge. He's huge compared to everybody else. Talk about it. Number 94 is our second round pick, and that's an edge rusher. Look how much bigger Guyton is than him. I mean, he's like a half a foot bigger than him.
Yeah. They
got Flournoy in there, the receiver on offense in the white jersey. On the other side, number 35, it's not overshown. That's Marist Liufau, the linebacker in the 3rd round. So that's our rookie crew. You see Micah watching. We talked about Micah putting in his extra work there in New York, and of course doing some cricket. And then you got the 4 guys we talked about in detail. 2 linebackers, 2 corners. The 2 corners are first-round talent. DeAndre Baker, the big name on that list. We talked about it all tonight. If you missed it, rewatch it. rewatch it again and again if you have to, because we probably won't be on for 3-4 days unless some huge news hits, and we'll definitely be on for a quickie here and there, But we're with family. You guys hang out with yours and have your fun as well. We'll be back in no time, and you'll see us a couple times in the next week and a half or so, at least. So thank you all for rocking with us. Cannot do this without your love and your support. And baby, I don't know. I guess we got to do our final shout-outs in the man in the house, right?
Of course. So we have Jerry Jones in the house, and yes, we will absolutely. Mark will absolutely pick a Jerry Jones jersey.
You have a J Jones jersey. That'd be great.
A big mahalo, of course, Marco Seppian. William Burney in the house, dropping those clown show emojis. By the way, guys, drop them if you got them.
Drop them like it's hot.
Burn Bar, Bong Gang, what's up?
Yeah.
The man, the lunatic, by the way, who said, get Zimmer a 340-pound linebacker, linebacker, defensive tackle with a complimentary 5th-round pick next year, just like we did with Hankins.
It'd be nice. Don't expect.
Sorry, by the way, when I said 340 linebacker defensive pound.
Yeah, I assume pounds. That. I will say this. It would be beautiful. It'd be nice if the Cowboys pick up somebody. They're out there. Still a bunch of guys out there. I'll just say an Isaiah Buggs type guy who's just floating around, who's there to be a run stopper in the sense of taking on two offensive linemen and not letting the linebackers get blocked. There's a lot of guys out there. The Cowboys are just waiting and waiting until they get the best veteran-based salary deal, and then get the cheapest defensive tackle they can get. Probably that's probably what they'll do in the next 4 or 5 weeks.
The Revelation journalist Stephen Jones is now officially a garage sale hustler.
He's been that for a while. It sounds like. Even
you, Lee Side Harold. Let me see. Mike Aldana, have a great night. Mario Lira said, Jerry, just sell the team. I wish. We all probably wish. Seabass, much love, saying bring back Gilly. Sign the most running backs the Dallas can.
It'd be nice to bring back Gilly. I know Delvin Cook's out there. Cowboys ain't going after either of them, right? Now they're not.
And Revelation, by the way, said, at least we know billionaires love some UFL garage sales.
This is our free agency, guys. Yeah. Celebration time.
Stephen White, you have a great night as well.
Yeah, Stephen.
Tyrone Church, much love. And yes, TJ Bass is definitely looking like the future Zach Martin replacement as of now. Hopefully when that day comes far in the future.
Hopefully Bass is ready.
Ready. Yeah. So, let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody here. We got Dustin Roberts in the house. Have a great night. Darren CEO Davis, take it easy. Let me see. Aztec Aguilar 04, the man, the lunatic, of course.
Jared Jones is a great comment. He said, most fans use my jersey for toilet paper. And Mark's like, yes, JJ Jersey. How did you guess? We're good at guessing. We're good at guessing. Thank you, guys. By the way, I do also want to shout out the man, McLovin, back-to-back like our 90s Cowboys, as our sponsor of the week. You see him down there. Never forget, Go Cowboys. Even if he's a Dolphin fan, he is also back-to-back champion as the Cash App King. So extra special shout-out to Mr. McLovin, the man McLovin. Skeptical fan took over Marco Sepian's top spot there and has 65 points on the stream, boss. A literal sliver of green left there. And currently, even though he lost the battle with Jet Li 44 for the gifting membership side of things, he was second place Skeptical. Jet Li is back in it, like our 90s Cowboys, in the membership gifting side. And he's also got the 7 out of the last 8 weeks of repping that board, of the membership board. So truly thank you there, Mr. Jet Li. Now, you talk about who's leading this week. Well, as far as the Cash App, McLovin, he's trying to go for a three-peat. As far as for the sponsor of the week, it's not McLovin. It's Marco Seppian. He's got a little lead over McLovin as of now. Again, it's going to be a 2-week stream, so keep tabs. When we go live, it'll probably be like a total of 4 or 5 times in 2 weeks. And we'll have a winner by, let's say, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. We'll be crowning a winner. Will it be McLovin? Will it be Marco Seppian? We shall see. Marco Seppian's one win in May won him a jersey. You never know when it hits. So thank you again to everybody in the house. Congrats to Marco Seppian. Thank you all for being in the Over Everything level membership, Seabass, the star level membership, and those weekly winners. And appreciate everybody taking part in our monthly raffle. We'll be doing the month of June sometime at the end of, I say end of June, I mean really the beginning of July. So get ready for that one. We get a couple weekly winners and our star and Over Everything level membership raffles in there too. So thank you all. Can't do this without you all. And baby, as we're closing this down and probably taking a little bit of a break here for a week or so on My Cowboys Family, tell everybody why we try to do this each and every night for the last 7 years here at My Cowboys. Why do we do this?
It's that navy blue, that silver too. and that star over everything.
The lunatic knows he's in the house. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, we always rep that star over everything. And here again, baby, we're like 2 weeks away from 7 years on YouTube here on My Cowboys Family. Never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys. Let's get that 6 and beyond. And get rid of the Joneses. Thank you all for dropping your knowledge in the chat all night long. All night. We'll break any news to you guys as we see it. You know, any big news will definitely be coming live with you guys here on this. So, on that note, thank you guys for the drops of knowledge. Truly appreciate drops of love from above. Like Dami Soltis, back in the membership. Calvin Richard, Skeptical Fan, and Mark Hovsepian. The drops tonight. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you guys in the After Dark sessions. Definitely a big break there, I think, even more than here. So you won't see me on that After Dark stuff too much. But in the end, guys, we'll be back sooner than you even realize. And hopefully we get CD signed and a couple of named guys that are actually viable pieces that are few of them that are left to add to this team, hopefully. But as we wrap it up and clock out and drop out for the night and relock and reload for the next show, who knows when. Remember this, guys. Before we can drop out of here for the night, baby, what do we got to do?
We got to drop the beat.
Oh yeah. That beat's been dropped, and guys, thank you for dropping in here. Talking some Cowboy football, some news, info, and updates. The latest on our Cowboys right here with the family. Right here for a whole wrap-up of the news, info, and updates. Right here on another MCF. Cowboys. Chat, baby. You know it. And yes, I already talked about what we discussed. Go back and rewatch it if you missed it. It was a good one tonight. A lot of interesting topics and discussions. We'll hit you back here in the next couple of days, 3, 4, 5 days or so. We'll be back to give you more info, updates, and you know, news on our Cowboys, especially if a big name is signed, extension signed, or some free agent guy that's really worth and valuable, not a UFL guy, signs. We'll be back breaking it down right here at MCF, where it's always about that navy blue, that silver too, and yes, always that star over everything. Never forget the number one thing right here, my Cowboys family. Much love to all of you in the house. Can't do it without you all. Don't forget to hit that like button for the stream. Hit subscribe for this channel. Keep it growing. 37,000 and beyond family members. And, of course, hit the notification bell. Move them to all videos so you know when we're going live. You can also find out when we're going live in Discord. Jump in on that. You could also go on Twitter, X, at MyCowboysFamily. Follow us there. And all the rest of the information is in the description down below. If you're watching this in the replay, leave a comment as well. Thank you all. Much love. We'll see you hopefully sooner than later. Stay safe. Peace out. And never, ever, 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 never, ever forget. Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat. Monk on the beat.